Hello and welcome back to Esoteric Ebb. Today I think we're going to go past the point of no return and into the end game. I think we've got all the information that we're reasonably going to get, and whenever we get a new piece of information now, it always seems a little bit out of place. It doesn't seem to acknowledge the fact that we've already got the information, which is telling me that the game expects us to move on. Especially as our little session notes here is very much saying, you should be going into the pillar now. So, let's do what it suggests. It's almost time. We're nearing the end. Last time you found Meridoc, the star witness we've been looking for all campaign. He told you about this invisible smoking person who entered into the pillar. As crazy as it sounds, you're certain. You need to follow. You need to find a way into the pillar of Jor. Chris. Let's go. So, we know we have a way in 100% if we go and speak to Visken. However, I think that we are more closely aligned with Olz's rather than Visken. Olz's, we managed to get the romance path to go through, and Visken, we have a very, very precarious truce. So, this is what we're going to be doing. Now, have I done Max Beheld? I have. Okay. Well, let's talk. The Sphinx takes a sip from her barrel of wine. Little one, she says and looks right through you. Into your soul. I need help entering the Pillar of Jor. Now that was not a request I expected today. Might I ask, why? It's got to do with the tea shop. I see. How mysterious. The Sphinx ponders your request while sipping on her wine. This is no small request, Cleric. But since you have proven yourself worthy, perhaps a gate shall be braved by this mortal, despite the era. Who? She smiles. So you know how to enter the gate? Yes. She puts down her wine barrel. Each gate has an attunement, a fine attunement, a very specific series of strings. One way to sneak through the cracks is to carry a key, one attuned to those strings. Bring me a gemstone, Cleric. An emerald to be precise. I shall attune it to the pillar's gate, allowing you to pass through. An emerald? Yes, a green gemstone. I'm sure you'll know it when you find it. That stone in particular holds a special connection with this pillar, for reasons I am not aware of, but I can use it well. Where can I find one of those? Good question. They are quite expensive after all. But, unless you've got the funds, I suppose I would suggest looking in what you people call the city below. There are many treasures hidden there. And you'll turn it into a key? More or less, yes. Just like that? She shrugs. I'll go and find one of these gemstones. I wish you luck then, Cleric. You saw one down in the crypt, in Bondival's Doom. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much, Wisdom. Considering its madness, the Demi-Lich will either fight you for it or simply hand it over. Okay. Great. I was seriously thinking, well, we'll just have to go to Visken because I have no idea where we're going to get an emerald. We've checked everywhere, but hey, the game had thought of that and it was like, well, actually, you've seen one. So I assume it wouldn't tell you had you not been there. Well, obviously it wouldn't tell you if you hadn't been there, I guess, but yeah. Okay. Let's head over here and let's head in. That was actually really simple. Now he might fight us for it, but I don't think he will. I think we're chill with the Demi-Lich. I think we're okay. Wonder if you can use Speak with Dead on the Demi-Lich. Probably not, because you learned it from him. That's good. That's a good point. Yeah. Wait a second, there's a skull over here. Could I cast Speak with Dead on any of these? No. For default, all skulls here are jawless. This helps in keeping them from undeath. Spirits prefer corpses with functional mouths. That quirk is, if you trust certain scholars, born from Speak with Dead itself. Since such necromantic reanimation of the spirit during the spell is one of the most common, it would naturally lead spirits to be generally consider mouthless corpses as less inhabitable. So these won't try to kill me like the other skeleton. No, they will not. Earth's divine protection still holds over these here graves. We all thank him for that. Oh, okay. Well, cool. Well, I guess I'll head in here then. Ooh, hello. Ah, this is where you've been hiding. The Dark Knight stands in the crypt. He does not face you. You are no threat to him. I'm moving, I'm breathing. Good night, I must. His armor creaks, his body moves. A voice. Soldier, well fought. Oh, against the skeleton? He holds out a gauntlet towards the open tomb. Divinity hold ground. Feel it. This guy scares the shit out of me, Snell whispers to you. Such an edgelord. Edgelord, the name of a famous death knight in service of the Shadow Lord. Also a term used for people who dress up in dark armor and brood a lot. What do you mean? Feel it, soldier. The windy voice barks at you. Hold out a hand towards the tomb. The string, one of utmost importance. It cradles here, within this one point. This first tomb of your god. Grip the string. You do so with decisiveness. There is no question of the sanctity of this place, but you have never understood it so well. Something has changed within you. It reminds you of that cantrip you used to cast all the time. Thaumaturgy. Cast it. A power swells within you. Use thaumaturgy to unveil sacred locations around the city. There's a whole new set of locations? The Dark Knight says nothing more. He simply picks up his axe and leaves. You hear him take the steps up to the Temple of Earth, leaving you alone in the crypts. His master has told you to perform this act. You know it. You understand it. Beware, Viskin. Alright. Ooh. Feel his presence. Nat 20. God's Gift. Gain 1 ability score for 1 week. That gave us a point of dexterity? Holy, these are good. Okay. So we should run around literally everywhere we've already been. Hey, can I have one of your emeralds? Cleric. So loud. Yeah, that. Can I have that emerald? For what? I'm going to ask the local Sphinx to turn it into a key for me to enter the Beyond through the Pillar of Jor. We'll tell him everything. He'll be interested. That sounds absolutely crazy. He will die by following such a road. Great! He grabs the emerald with his teeth, making a clicky noise, then tosses it into your chest. Go wild! You genuinely feel an appreciation towards this insanely stupid skull. You weren't sure if this guy ever was smart, or if this is just his mind slipping into his undeath fugue state. Either way, a win for you. Now to return to the Sphinx. Alright. Easiest thing that we could ever do. Alright, so now we gotta... Oh, there's another one here. Nice. Your people's resting place. Another roll? 3 hit points. Okay, so they're not all an ability score. Okay. I suppose if they were all an ability score, that'd be a little insane. You know, just a small amount insane. Right. Thought that might be a place that counted as divine. I assume the temple counts as divine. Wonder if the other places do. Oh, there's one. Red dragon fallen to humanity's greatness. Okay, maybe it depends on what role you get. Like maybe that determines what you get in general. That would make sense to me. If you get a better role, then you get a better thing. Is there any of these guys I can interact with? Not anymore. I thought I could interact with one of them at one point, but I guess not. Oh, there's another one. So many earth folk, so much suffering. Okay. Well, so far, pretty bad rolls. It doesn't seem to add anything to your rolls, but at least we get advantage on every single one of them. Which is nice. This is almost certainly going to be a divine place, right? Yup. Another god, but there is something to its eye. Pick me up. The first time we got a nat 20, which I'm assuming is what gave me the thing. But I don't know whether it's just a high roll or whether you actually need the 20. Anyway. We might as well do the runaround. I mean, what harm does it cause to do it? Right, over here. That's the man and his rats. This is not somewhere. Okay, up this way. We know we can get to the Undercoast path this way. There may be somewhere that's worth going to down here. Maybe? Oh, Etir's with us again. Oh yeah, I forgot. Right. Go through it again. Right. Yeah, it just sent us straight through it. Oh, there's one. The shrine older than any man on the coast. Yep. Saw the roll and was immediately like, well, we're getting a pick me up immediately. Okay, nothing over here. Might be one next to the snail. Oh, Nessun is here. Interesting. Hello, Nessun. Okay. Why, hello there, Cleric. You approach the elf as she tips her cap in your general direction. I received word of your precarious delving. Delving? I'd call it a damn crusade at this point. She lets out a cackle and says, yes, that is one way to describe it. You watch her face contort into that too wide, slightly unnerving smile. She looks like she is about to eat your heart and soul. The roots whisper of the man in iron, how he broke the winter's plague and the dreaded Gorgalash. Of course, most of this was spread by Kokoloro no Momo no Rosso after you saved him from that esoteric freeze. The mushroom man's name quite literally rolls off her tongue. Highly impressive use of the fungal's primitive pronunciation. I'm very impressive. She leans on her staff and tilts her cap to the side. So what will you do now, Cleric? Honestly, I think I need to do something really, really esoteric. Oh. I'll need to enter into the Pillar of Jor? Oh. Her eyes light up. You speak of, she mutters and glues her gaze onto the pillar rising up into the mist. I know primal spirits who journey through the gates. Even those thought long ago closed, shut, locked. Who are these spirits? Oh, they're the ones too powerful to meddle in our business, I'm afraid. Opejani, my teacher. Hierophant. Opedani. She is one of the few creatures upon the Undercoast who knows the secrets of the leftover gates. But that pillar is no such nook, nor is it forgotten. It is simply very, very shut. There are other gates then. So many. But they will not help you. If you are looking for something inside there, the elf murmurs. I know only two who may help you, two whose influence I've heard whispers of. Kalpea meas Pemeasa Tornisan Sitin Tuhat Vuatin Sphinxi. Sphinxe? The pale man and the Sphinx, of course. Viskin. Yes, Viskin. I do not hold contempt for him despite his nature. Varjul Meli can be found in Everstasis in many forms. Left as tutors, guardians, or watchers by the elves of stars. Viskin is similar, it seems. For now. He holds much knowledge about the pillar in particular. If you dare, you should speak with him. Sphinxi? Yes, yes. Olziz, the Sphinx of the titular drunk Sphinx. I am not a usual customer. However, if you have not gained her ire yet, then she could be one to help you inside the pillar, potentially. Is there anyone else? Yes. Her smile fades into a frown as she looks through the mist to the west. Since you've survived a trip into the Room of Pipes, I'm assuming you already met with the Master of Whispers, the one who hears the pipes. Ever glad. She nods her cap. I do not recommend it. Beyond the powers of Savinsky and Viskin, a deal with their aberration would surely allow you to enter the pillar, but the price would be steep. Steep price, master, be careful. Yes, listen to your aberration friend. It would know well. I'll never deal with such an abomination. That would be wise. Her smile returns. You will make a good choice, I believe, and I wish you luck on your esoteric journey. The elf understands the seriousness of your quest. She supports you. This might be one of the few truly good elves around. What's up with the little pinecone guys? They are called Meninkainen, what humans call Vatar. Primal spirits, they live everywhere. I think they specifically wanted to come out to greet you after ridding the area of that foul winter's plague. She smiles. They are happy. The primal music proved useful. Good. I'm still surprised by your affinity for the primal cleric. You could make a good druid if you stripped a bit. Dude? Yes. Even the... Yes, cleric. I do not know of any druids in any circles who carry man-made iron upon their flesh. Not today. Not since the Great Split some 200 years ago. Give me a history lesson. I don't like those, but fine. In short, some druids left their roots to become arcanists during the war. This was generally considered to be a bad move, and a terrible choice for all the natural world. She smiles. Not so lecherous anymore. I say we need all kinds of people to keep balance, including you, no matter what you wear or what your title is. The elf leans in, grabbing your shoulders for a moment. The spirits are watching you, Ragan. Along the strings, wisps, little ignorant flames, some of them primal, some not. She turns to look out into the mists. They root for you, for Snell too, and for her, Mrs. Celestial. Thanks. He's standing very far away, isn't he? Your angel companion simply nods her head. I got that stuff from Lord Pooh. Ah, Rakas Puni. How lovely, I hope you get along. Yeah, though I've got to ask, like really, what's your relationship with that tree? Fine, I'll admit it. I might be stringing him along a bit. Oh. Yes, nothing I'm too proud of. But some trees of the more virile variety tend to enjoy attention. Not the debaucherous kind, mind you. The kind of attention given by the heart. But if a 10-minute conversation a month gives an old tree his jitters, then who am I to deny him? Sounds like elder abuse. No. She gives you a wide grin. Learn the dark secret about Nessun and her tree. Not a rare achievement. Okay. I'm going to gesture towards Snell. You're still... Yes, cleric. You hear the sneer in his words, despite him standing a fair bit away. The elf chuckles. Cute. Have you met Etir? No, but I have heard of her. The mushroom lady lifts her cap slightly as if trying to get a better view of the floating celestial. A golden veteran serving human interests. You must have quite the story. She replies with a telepathic message. An elf serving goblin interests. She lets out a hearty, but still sort of creepy laugh. Yes, my situation is a story as well, isn't it? I won't pry, that's not my intention. But I wish you luck, my angel friend. Friend. She lowers her cap and looks back to you. You're collecting quite the little warband, aren't you? Yes, we will defeat any and all enemies of the city. How violent. And just. And just, of course. She nods and smiles. Well, I should be going now. Same here, cleric. I have to stop on by our friend, Kokoloro no Momo no Rosso. Her lips move so fast, it looks like she's having a seizure. You can never keep up. Say hi to Kokoloro. Kokoloro no Momo. Kokoloro no Momo no Rosso. Yeah, say hi to him for me. I will, cleric, I promise. You watch her waddle off in a very unique walking style. Traps might be my least favourite thing about this gig. All the mushrooms, that's probably second in line. Okay. Well, That's some good info we got there. Okay, so she's obviously there if you're a little uncertain. Could try this again, but I don't want to. We can't interact with that, and it's not anything. So, why bother? I was thinking another area might be where we first saw that dwarf. He's probably quite relevant. I can behold you again? No, I already got Max. Okay, let's speak with him again. That's fine. Just while we're here, it seems like it would be like foolish not to at least check in, you know? Right. Around here. Aha! There is one. You're home. Okay, why am I exclusively getting bad rolls? I mean, I guess they're not terrible, but after seeing us get one, like, huge one, it feels really bad for us to get nothing after that. Right, around here. I'm assuming none are going to be up the passageways, so if we don't see any immediately, I'm going to give up on this one. Yep. Okay. At least we got another roll. Thinking of which route to take. Yeah, I know where to go next. So we're going to go pillar, we're going to go up one. Then we're going to go and have a look around there. Yeah, that'll do. We do that. So let's go over here. Yep. This. Travel to the city below. Yeah. Thinking about it, this seems like the right place to be. Okay, maybe. Okay. Oh, that must be thaumaturge casting. That little flash. The only place I think could be something here are maybe Hag and Shagga's room, but I think over here is probably our best odds of it being anything. Should also check inside the Hag's hut, I guess. Just kind of thinking, yeah, this is something. Altar to a heretical faith. 17. 17 is still a pick-me-up. Wow. Unless it's depending on the place as well. It could very much be place dependent. Or you need a 20. It's one or the other. The cattle corridor as well could be something. Nope. Okay. I don't know if I got the right name for it, but anyway. Along here. Checking this way. Okay. Into the Hag hut. Nothing in here. That's fine. I'm assuming living library would have been something, but we can't get back in there. I presume. Right. Yeah, nothing there. Then the only other place would be in here. And then down this way. It looked like there was something there for a second, but okay. Well, whatever. Yeah, I thought I'd double check that room. Nothing in there. Okay, that means that I have been everywhere here. Let's go upstairs to Viskin's. Because Viskin's place has, well, his undercroft is potentially something. So let's go that way. Right, up here. Because it's got a, it's got an altar. I don't know if all altars will count, but yeah, we might, there's something. There's us. It's not really divine places, it's just places related to us. 2 hit points. Okay. Yeah, at the very least we know that 17 doesn't get you anything. Okay, the one here. Throne of a modern dragon. Okay, that was something, but it disappeared immediately because it got overridden. Right. This way? There's one. The depths call to you. Oh, there's the singer again. Those +4. Yeah, I have no idea what the rolls mean in terms of what you actually get. Just gonna check water lane. I don't think water lane's gonna have anything. I assume that inside the buildings will not here as well. Yep. I forget where this takes you. We have been here before. I forget where it takes you. Oh, it's out here. Yeah. This is fine. Yep. We can head this way. It takes us roughly where we want to go anyway. Up here. I do like how we went to get a singular emerald and then kind of got a little bit distracted by just like, okay, so there could be something anywhere in the game. It is a little distracting. Oh yeah, we never went back to our bike either. I want to check my bike again. Just while we're here. Right. Oh, okay, that's fine. Just thought I'd check it while we were here. Let's go up this way. I think the tea shop has a chance of having something connected to it. Also, the Temple of Earth at the top will probably have something. Ooh. Such destruction. Okay. So really just gonna give us plus 1d4. It could also be that it just gives you plus 1d4 if you've already had like ability up during the day or something. Oh, wait, while we're here. Behold! Lady! Hey, we get the DC 10 one. Her goods are procured from all over the coast. Her goal, the journey itself, and of course to herald the power of capital. She's damn good at it. I could have a look and double check that it doesn't say anything about thaumaturgy. Nope. Potential boons. Alright. Also, I'm just going to go into these just to get rid of the markers saying there's things. Alright, that's fine. We already had those. Ooh, this is one. Earth. Kind of assumed that, yeah, there's another one here. He looks upon you. 19. Okay, so it must be you need a 20 for the boon. That's the only way I can see that working, which means that we literally got it on the first roll. And never again. Let's go check our house, because I think that our bedroom could potentially be somewhere, because it seems to be things that are connected to us. Yep. All you need. This is all you need. Okay. Etir is here as well, which is interesting. We can definitely ask her to join us if that's an option later. Right. Down here. And then I want to check the main square. Oh, I guess I should check along here as well. Nothing? Okay. There might be places in the bar as well, but like, we can ignore those because we're going into the bar naturally. We've been through Pillar Crossing at least one way. Yeah, I think the snail thing in here is probably our other option. Did we ever figure out what this was? I know we can talk with plants, right? Ah, yeah, I can. Cool. The impressive tree then erupts into song. A song about the roots held deep and tails made tall, of wet men scraping upon the earth until the shape grew narrow and sharp. Hello? The song continues about the heavens above and the caverns below. Your goblin companion appears stunned from the primal experience. From all of this, you collect but one grain of actual information, one of deep and harrowing fear. It whispers once the song subsumes. Beware the cursed man, he who walks with claw and fire. He does not know his god, despite his delusions. Then the voice stops. This could be useful information. It could. So this is talking about the man that Meridoc mentioned. Guiding roots. Deep tangled. Hey, the spell is still active. I've got more questions. It does not respond. Guess I got tired after all that singing. Cursed man, huh? Okay. That's definitely intriguing. Doesn't actually tell us anything, but it's intriguing. Aha! There was one out here. The dwarf and the earth folk together. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, we've done all that now. That was well worth the time spent. Oh, I should check Viskin's bit as well. He probably has one. Maybe the elf? Nope. Oh, yeah, he does. He has this bit right here. The river calls to you. 20! One ability score. Your god is close, he loves you. So we got a wisdom point. Oh, cool. Alright. So yeah, that confirmed it. All you needed was a 20. And we probably wouldn't have got any had we not got Jester beforehand anyway. Okay. So it's just a free wisdom and free dex, so our two worst stats. Oh, also there might be something in the Drunk Sphinx. So let's check. If it is, it's I was going to say it's here. A grand entrance or exit. 20! Alright, what did I get? An expanse of information delivered by divine power. We got intelligence. That's actually an extra bonus. That's huge. Wonderful. Okay, quick save. Barrels are blocking the way to the stage. That's interesting. The Sphinx takes a sip from her barrel of wine. Right, I need help entering the Pillar of Jor. I see. May I? The Sphinx extends a paw. Sure. Yes, there it is. She grips it between two claws, holding it up to her large cat-like eyes. You have a vision. A terrified mouse hanging by its tail. Do you use some esoteric power to attune it? No. She hands the gemstone back to you. Huh? It is done. I've attuned it. Already? The esoteric is not always so showy, you know. Says the massive Sphinx, drinking out of a barrel. She lets out a purring laugh. Take this stone to the pillar and it will allow you entrance. In fact, it will remain open for any of your companions as well. I hope to see you again, Cleric, if you survive the journey. Thank you. She bows her head. Okay, take the stone to the pillar. Easy, so we've done it now. Okay. So now I want to go speak with Etir and see whether there's an option to ask her to join us. Also, the way it says companions is kind of vague. Like, you know that Snell is an option, right? And you know that Etir is an option in the lower area. I wonder if there are other companions. I get the feeling that potentially you might be able to get Vera as a companion. Maybe not, but like she's the kind of one where like if you were Free Strider, maybe you could like involve her in the like investigation somehow. Maybe after you do the Golden Horde stuff. Like there's all sorts of people where I'm like, well maybe them, maybe this person, maybe this person. Anyway, Etir. Also, I'm not entirely sure if that's true at all because, like, I have seen some artwork for the game because they have some official artwork, and the artwork is Snell, Etir, and the Cleric. So, it could just be that it's those three. Anyway, I think we're ready to go into the pillar in the middle of the day in front of everybody. You know what? This isn't a quick save. This is a real save. Okay. Before the pillar. There you go. Might as well do it in the style of the game. The Pillar of Jor towers before you. It whispers to you, unintelligibly. So someone went inside this thing, huh? Yes. Really think you should follow? Probably lots of nasty stuff going on past a gate like this. Begin the process of entering the Pillar of Jor. Standing here at the pillar, you feel the world upon your shoulders. If you do this, there is no going back. The gate might never allow you to return. Make sure you have finished all your other quests. But don't worry too much about those loose ends, unless you're going to act all quest-obsessed. And check up on your consumables, and so on. Don't want to run out in the beyond. Are you ready? Your soul is ready. This is the point of no return. You will be given a free long rest once you choose a method of entering the pillar. Oh, that's really nice. Well, obviously because you could end up with huge amounts of exhaustion and have no way of dealing with it. That makes great amount of sense. You'll need it for the journey to come. With those thoughts out of the way, how exactly do you wish to enter the pillar? Using the gemstone from Olsis would lock you into that path, but it could take some time to activate it properly. As you deliberate over your situation, Etir descends from above. She is ready to go with you. Oh, perfect. I'll use the Sphinx-attuned gems. Well, let's say, are you just chilling here, Etir? I saw you approach. Cleric, I'm ready to depart at your call. This woman, she could carry you into the sun. Well, I'm not going to say Snell would be scared because I'm happy to have you, Miss Angel. Do not call me that. You shouldn't call her that. This journey will be a tough one, yet I am confident we shall succeed. Her many eyes focus on the pillar. Another world to brave. Let it be so. I'll need some time to figure this one out, Snell. Don't worry, I get it. Or well, I don't. This is entirely your domain, Cleric. Good luck, I guess. Just to be clear, I'm coming with you. I knew you would. Bastard who blew up the tea shop went in there. I'm going after him. It's time to finish this, Cleric. Use the Sphinx-attuned gemstone to open it. As you take out the gemstone, you feel it tingling in your hand. Olsis was very much correct. The emerald is now attuned to the pillar. It throbs excitedly as you bring it closer. Come on, seriously? Within an instant, you watch it begin to fade. Look at the gem. Within seconds, the stone is almost translucent in your hand. Then, gone, as if turned to thin air. In your mind, a voice whispers to you in an alluring tone. It will take some time, Cleric. Just wait a moment. The gate shall open to you soon. Snell, there's a sphinx in my head. I can hear it too, Cleric. This is a pre-recorded message. I cannot respond to you. I placed it within the attunement strings. Nifty, right? Anyway, this should be enough. I think it's limited to 50 words, which is... The voice goes silent. Probably meant to end that with more than enough. Practical magic. The goblin laughs. Was that 50 words? It was. You have time. Use it to rest. Okay. Last chance. You still want to come with Snell? He says nothing for a while. The goblin just looks up at the pillar. Yeah. I don't know. It might seem crazy, but from everything I've seen so far, if I just leave this be, if we don't pursue this guy, something terrible will happen. I can't be alone in thinking that. Glad you're with me, Snell. Yeah, same. You made him blush. Cute. We can do this. I'm ready. You're still into this whole helping mortals thing, Etir? I'm assisting in your investigation in all non-city environments, yes. This includes the Far Realm and its many spatial formations. You ever been there before? No, Cleric. I was born upon this plane. The generation before me did not. It shall be interesting to view a realm beyond, if also intimidating. So you're not worried? Yet no answer for a few seconds. Yes, Cleric. There are many unaccounted questions about this type of journey. However it shall be done, there is no doubt in my mind. Right. Yes. Thanks for coming along. She nods. How about you, Meek? You ready to head into the beyond? Sorry, where? The beyond. Actually, you know what? We're entering a crack in the gate of Jor, my guy. Meek has clearly not been paying attention to the current events. Is this danger for Meek? Nah, you'll be fine. He'll be fine, right, Snell? No comment. Okay, Meek will guide Cleric past any trap. There is trap in beyond, right? Of course there are. All kinds of nasty traps. Yeah, great, Meek will help. Gods, I need to sit down. Do not worry, Snell. There are surely no folk-made traps in that place, only beasts of the far realm. Ah, great. Thanks. I'd like to unsubscribe from Far Realm Facts now, please. I'm not a subscription service, Snell. The goblin hunches down and closes his eyes, taking deep breaths. This seems really dangerous, even for me. We're having one last talk with our inner self. You must go, there is no doubt. A man does his duty, no matter the cost. The world beyond beckons. Hold the line, dance the string. It is a foolish thing to throw oneself into the abyss. Yet in this particular case, it appears to be the only option you are left with, if you wish to continue this journey. Let's just hope this weird burning fellow you're hunting is a reasonable one, eh? Maybe you'll just have a nice talk. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, the pillar. It is very large, yes. I'm going to complete my free long rest and move on. You close your eyes. You feel the pillar rising up above the clouds beneath the earth, piercing the veil of something beyond. You are ready. Snell takes a deep breath. Etir's halo is spinning faster. Oh, two friends bring both Etir and Snell into the gate. That's interesting. Am I ready? No. Alas, you shall do it nonetheless. I'm not going to do it alone. I'm going to use the gemstone. Holding out the emerald, it does not appear magical. It does not glow, nor show any type of esoteric tingle, until you bring it closer to the surface of the pillar. You soar, the air careening, deafening and silent, profound and debauch. It does not stop. I didn't expect it to look like this. This is crazy. Attempt to move in the direction of out. Try to scream, but a force too loud. Do anything, and you join in further. Treble, drilling, catching, burning, all senses alert. No chime to guide. Try to think about my party. A scarf grips you. An angel is close. A goblin clings to life. You're on a path, carefully closing, quickly cutting, violently pressing. Keep your aim. There is a calming pressure rising. Huh? Your earthly organs compromising. Flesh to steel. Each orb and lobe so gently breathing. You are dead. An interconnected disbelieving. Blindness eternal. Just like a bell begun to ring. Oh my, oh my. This path of yours is just a string. Until one. Ah. Well, I think we're in the void. Endless. Endless ebb. Look around. There is nothing. Look below. Water? No. It is an esoteric substance. Phlogiston. Look at myself. You are whole. Pure disorientation in this dark place. What did Master do? This is... Your scarf crawls back into itself and does not say more. You must begin. Seek what you are meant to find. Where am I? Jor's Crossroads. Oh, you can't use any of your cantrips either. Snell. Etier? Oh, this isn't good. You ever get the feeling you've made a horrible mistake? Oh no. No, no, no. This isn't good. You did not think this through at all. Uh-huh. Yeah, this sure isn't looking too good. But maybe you can negotiate with whatever's out there. Negotiate with the void? Oh, we've got time. 76:64. A thing. Deep. Fear deep unmoving, your stomach churns with primal dread. Let's follow the lights, I guess. The senses pick up nothing. It's confusing. Your mind can't quite grasp it. Uh-huh. This is all an illusion, surely. The places between worlds could not simply be nothing. That would be ridiculous. Well, I mean, and yet they are. Steel yourself. This is your trial. Heroes don't falter. Push forward. Hey. Oh? No. Not again. Drifting. I got a dexterity failure. You just keep failing, don't you? Oh, stars. Said that there were less stars in his world, and there were stars in other worlds that showed where other worlds were. Blinded by the strange lights above, your eyes adjust. You peer onwards. In the darkness, you see a pillar of light. Something beckons you forth. It's an old man. Is that Earth, do we reckon? Is that Jor? Is there a difference? I succeeded in a strength check. He is here. So that's something so you can redo your spells? Weird. Got our quest tree. You can take root of the gates of Jor, which we should do now. Who would have imagined such a thing? The beatings of life upon the shores, each wave another painful twinge. The heart laid square, blood in veins, fear in glands, peace upon the earth. The smoking man in the pillar. What? The smoking man in the pillar. Right. Secret laid bare soon-ish. Which method? I'll use Oldis's gemstone to open the way. A creature of ancient breath, its wisdom wrought in divine slop. Grand vision, little love, drunk on life and its promises. She is not a force of good no longer. But now she is but a spirit for barrels and drink. The path forward lay clear nonetheless, as your journey comes to a close. But, who is the man? The smoking man. Holy moly. I've seen this done in other games. Have I ever seen this many options? No. Give me a second. Okay, I've went and got a piece of paper. I've written the numbers 1 to 38 on it. It's time to eliminate one by one. Okay? So, I think it's best to play this like a game of Guess Who, right? You understand the concept of Guess Who. You basically choose something and then you eliminate a whole bunch of people who don't match it. So, we're told it looks like a man. Does that narrow it down? Let's maybe say anyone who is a how about anyone who's a sidekick of someone else is counted out? So for instance, Snell is out. It's not Snell, right? We know it's not Snell. It doesn't make sense that it would be Snell. It's not Ost. We know it's not going to be Ost. Raz, it's definitely not Raz. Yeah, Raz is the assassin who works with Viskin. So doppelganger disguised as Viskin. I don't even know how to answer that one. 7. It's not the duck. It's not Kraid. Axel. I don't know if I could tell you who Axel is. Arn Bondeval. Braxo. Burr. Drummer. Everdlad. Freydis. Lord Gorm. Isk Urum. Lisa Meek. It's not Meek, so that's 23. It's definitely not Meek on that one. It's Meridoc, Lady Sageleaf, Asgal, Moongor, Nessun, Olzis, Ogyu, Potion Seller. Okay, Potion Seller is too, like, out there to be anything. He's not a character. Rickspiter, Rollo, Seagull, Tribin, Snur, Thalassus, Vera. Alright. Any character who is not deeply tied to the main story is going to be cut out. It's not... Well, actually, I can't say it's not 6. 9. Axel. I don't think it's Axel, because I can't remember who Axel is. It's not Alphaz either. It's not Arn. 12. Is it Bondeville? No. Is it Braxo? No. Is it Burr? No. Is it Drummer? It could be Drummer. It's not Drummer, but it could be. Is it Everdlad? No. I don't believe it's Everdlad. It's also not Freydis. It doesn't make sense that it'd be Freydis either. Lord Gorm, the missing paladin? Now that's actually a chance. Gorgalash. No, it's not the troll. Ix Urum. It can't be the snail. He literally was, like, imprisoned. Ambassador Ivix. It could be. Lisa. I don't remember who Lisa is, so it's not her. Meek. It's not Meek. Oh, sorry, I've already done that one. Moongor. It's not Moongor. You're not important enough. It could be Nessun. It's not Olzis. The Traveling Merchant. Definitely not the Traveling Merchant. We're eliminating quite a lot. Rickspiter. I don't think it's Rickspiter. I don't think it's Rollo. Yeah, it's not going to be them. It's not the Seagull. It's not Sir Triben. It's not Snur. No, it's not Thalassus. And it's not Vera. Okay, so that leaves us with 1, 3, 6, 15, 18, 21. These aren't winning lottery numbers. These are who might have done this. 24, 25, 26. Okay? So, now let's eliminate them one at a time. Could it be us? It could be. I actually can't say it couldn't be us. Viskin? It could be. A doppelganger disguised as Viskin. We haven't heard about a doppelganger disguised as Viskin, so you know what? You're eliminated. 15. Drummer. I don't think it's Drummer. It doesn't seem like a Drummer type thing. Right? It seems like if it was him, he'd have a better alibi. Lord Gorm? I think we might have to accept that Lord Gorm is dead, unfortunately. But it could have been Lord Gorm. Well, I don't know. Actually, he's back in. Number 18 is back in. 21. Ambassador Ivix. I don't think it's him. I think that this is too ambitious a plan for Ambassador Ivix. As in, like, I think that he would just have something that would take over. Like, that's too quick a plan. He's someone who lives a long time. He could just take time to do it. He doesn't need a big explosion. Prince Meriadoc. It could be. Lady Sageleaf? I don't think it's Lady Sageleaf. I just don't have a vibe there. Asgul. There's no proof it's Asgul. So that leaves us with a little semi-final elimination bracket. Let's go 1 versus 18, 3 versus 24. We'll choose the most likely. Is it more likely to be Lord Gorm or us? Do we think it was us? We arrived in Norvik after it happened, right? We've been told that. We arrived in Norvik after it happened. That's why we were sent to Norvik. So it can't be us, which means that Lord Gorm proceeds to the final. So do we think it's Viskin or Prince Meriadoc? I think it is unlikely to be Viskin, which means that it's a final between Lord Gorm and Prince Meriadoc. It's 18 or 24. I think I don't have the right answer on my piece of paper here. I think none of these are correct. But do we think out of the two options it's Lord Gorm or Prince Meriadoc? I just don't see it being the prince, right? Like, how could it be it could be the prince. He was there. He was a witness, but would he have done it? I don't know. We didn't get the vibe from him. He said it was good as well on it. Chaotic good, but good. It has to be Lord Gorm. Lord Gorm actually makes some sense, right? I've scored out Prince Meriadoc. Right, now why does Lord Gorm have to make sense? Well, he went missing in the roads, right? He went down into the roads, and we think he went down after the explosion, potentially? I just think that it could be him, because if he went down there, he got his gears gone, he's become an ethereal being. Maybe the blast caused him to become an ethereal being. I don't know. I think it could be him. Lisa's the hag. That's who Lisa is. Sorry, it was bothering me. It could be Lord Gorm, the missing paladin. If it's not Lord Gorm, do we think it's Prince Meriadoc? I think it could be Prince Meriadoc. I think it's somebody that we haven't met yet. I think it's nobody on the list, but if it's someone on the list, it's Lord Gorm. I think he's the only option that makes any level of sense here. Right? We could go through them one by one. Like, it could be us as well, but we weren't here. It isn't Snell. Viskin is, I think it's too revealing for Viskin. He had no reason to be there as far as we're aware. Nobody thinks it's him. Ostraz, Doppelganger Duck, we're all assuming that that's under Viskin. Oh, as Kraid as well, like it's not any of them. Axel, no. Alphaz, no. Arn, no. Bondeville, no. Braxo. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure who Braxo is. I've said it several times now and I've been trying to think for Braxo. Oh, Braxo is... Wait, is Braxo the name of the merman? In which case, no. Burr, he was literally frozen, so no. Drummer? Why would he blow up his own shop and ruin his own smuggling operation? Everglad and Freydis? No, they had other plans. Gorm? Literally know nothing about him, therefore he goes up in ranking. Gorgalash is not like doing this, he's standing and being a troll. Isk-Urim was trapped. Master Ivix, we don't know much, but we know that the Golden Horde tend to work in like longer term plans because, I mean, they live a long time. Also, they're not going to just blow up a random elf. They'd have other ways of doing things, I think. Lisa the Hag, she was meant to meet the elf there, but then she would have been blowing up herself. The elf was the person who had the fireball necklace, so it's unlikely that Lisa was gonna do it. I also think it's more likely that Lisa was an additional target. Meek? No. Meek's a mimic? Prince Meriadoc? You'd have to believe that he's not a witness and he actually committed the crime. It's not impossible, but it would also mean that this entire going into the pillar thing is completely pointless if it's Prince Meriadoc. Lady Sageleaf? I don't see a reason that she would have to do it.
Asgul himself risen from the grave is just needless speculation. Moongore is not that important. Nessun, like, she's mysterious. She knows more than she's letting on, but I still don't think it's her. I think she's just generally weird. The Sphinx, obviously not. Like, you would see a Sphinx. It would be obvious. Neither of the merchants are going to be it. Rick Spiter. Oh, he was one of the, he was one of the kids, right? Maybe? Yeah. I think he was. I think he's the younger kid. And then Rolo? No. It's none of the animals. Snur? I don't think... yeah, I just don't think it is. I think it has to be Lord Gorm. Your gut rumbles. Okay. You do not know anything. There is no clear proof. But you know deep inside, yes, Lord Gorm is the one. Now, is that correct, or is that my constitution just being like, well, your gut said to click that one and that's what you clicked? You're invisible, smoking man. What, really? Nevertheless, you need fact, you need tangibles. Your gut is telling you, no, that is untrue, not the case, false. Darn, I only get one guess? You think as much as you will, however. If you wish to know the truth, do it. Go into the pillar, seek truth and justice, and it shall calm your rumbling stomach, once and for the end of time. In that you shall find the dark belly of the soul, that which hides within and spews without. Which you will, the heart, that beating thing which dreams of a world without strife, one of love and community of friends, one friend, oh dear, Hijart mit. It is very close now. It almost makes you think of what you will find in a different light, a question of broader implications. In effect, why did this happen? And what is this burning stake of a quest drawn into your flesh? What is it actually about? Is it so simple a question? That thought causes your muscles to tense and cramp, the question you've been asking yourself since you were 5 years old. What is a good man? And it does seem they are all dead and buried long before. And does it seem they were all dead and buried long before your time? Dark belly of the soul? Facing the end to see the light. Resistance to all damage when below 50% HP. Hijart mit? Hold everyone and everything in your heart. If there is no space, fix it or die. Each level of exhaustion grants +1 to each D20 roll instead of -1. Oh. Tell me more about a good man. It drives you, it fuels you, the dream of becoming exactly what you were meant to be. Whenever you survive a death saving throw, get up with 1 D20 HP. Keep fighting. Good man. It drives you, it fuels... Oh, sorry. Beckon the storm. Carpe tenebras. Good man. The question still lingers, but with this you know one step has been taken, a step in the very much right direction. I feel like the end is near. Okay. Still need level 6. I am now going to make another save, just a general save here, and then we're going to speak to him. Right. The Cobbler. Nat 20. I got 36. A cobbler. There's a sadness in his voice, the type born from years of watching your children go astray. You do not believe what he is showing you, yet you do not wish to even entertain the thought of dismissing the image of his kind smile. Will serve him until the day you die. Human, Earthfolk level 20, lawful good. Oh. Hello. The old man works at the counter, tiny hammer in one hand, boot in the other. Hello. He gives you a glance and a polite nod. Then he keeps working, still focused on settling a strap from the boot. You're a shoe repairer. The old man lets out a short laugh. Let me ask you something. Do you believe yourself to be naturally funny, or is there effort involved? I don't understand the question. He nods and chuckles to himself.
I'm a shoe repairer, yes. A cobbler.
What are you doing here?
Oh, work, mainly.
Dancing around the subject. I can see that.
It's good work. As long as there are feet on the ground, there are shoes for tending. That's what my father always said.
Maybe you can get some actual info if you play along. Make some small talk. Were you close with your father?
The old man looks at you, adjusting his glasses. That is a difficult question, but a good one. He grabs a tongue to rip some leather off of his sole. I think the best thing I can tell you is that is another saying of my dear old father. We're nothing but the worst parts of our parents, with a splash of random ego. He smirks. With a smirk, the old man leans in and says, "He read too many books."
Do we think that this is Jor's son?
That could make sense.
What are you working on?
A Legionnaire's boot. Not the enchanted kind. That wouldn't fall apart this easily. It needs a sole replacement, new studs and hobnails. You know much about boots?
I wear them.
He looks down at your feet. Earthguard standards.
Of course, what else?
He points his hammer at you and says, "You know those. They wanted to send you out in nailbacks originally. Nailbacks. Could you imagine? Blisters, blisters, blisters."
A boot enjoyer, this one.
The old man shakes his head and clicks his tongue. Thank Till for soft striders. Interesting, the old man speaks of an old god. When our people's homeland in old Ziminor was destroyed by the Arcanists, we left the old gods behind. Only a Viking would invoke them. Oh, interesting. Where'd you come from? Not from money, nor greatness of any kind. If I had to extract some source, one point of origin for myself, that would be just a small, unfortunate village on the coast. He grabs some fresh nails from a bucket under the workbench. I was born to do this, he says, and hammers one of them into the bottom of the boot. Good, fair, decent service.
What are you voting in the election?
He keeps working and doesn't answer your question for quite a while. Then he mutters out, "There is no perfect choice, is there?"
Of course there is. You have to vote for the nationalists.
Defending your people's self-interest. Yes, there is something truly valuable in that. I suppose it depends on the intention behind that nation, if it strides towards some greater ideal, or if it is just a way to consolidate power.
He smiles. Who are you?
Nut, son of Tok. That is my name. A good name. A good name. He keeps working on the boot. It is time to inquire. Why are you in the beyond, Nut? Oh, I died. I've been here for years.
You're dead?
Everything in here is not so material, you included if you stay too long. He holds up the boot, looking at its bottom with one eye closed. It's a tunnel. A right-going way heading straight outside. I've been left behind for a bit longer though, just a bit longer.
So it's a tunnel for the dead, for souls?
Yes, that sounds about right. The old man places down his boot and hammer. Ragan, Cleric. He is not evil, nor are his hands clean. I cannot speak with him myself, sadly, so I will ask of you, please, handle it with heart and grace. A rumbling terror beyond.
Handle what?
The one you are looking for. Go to him before it is too late. The old man points to his left.
So, it's a path for souls, and the cobbler repairs, boots. So he is essentially repairing the means at which somebody could walk the path. He is the guide on the path. He is the person who keeps the path running and keeps the people able to walk it. That's his role in this. That's what I'm seeing anyway.
His furrowed brow speaks of decades of heavy, heavy responsibility. You have 1,000 questions for this shade of a man.
But in your mind, it just won't allow you.
which is very ominous. What should I do? I don't know. He turns around and taps you on the shoulder. His hand, it is warm. Great power. But I know you will. You will. Nod and leave. You know what, I'll say thank you and leave. He pointed to his left, but I'm kind of assuming it meant go this way. You see him in the dark, the last sun. So this is our person. Lord Gorm! I'm correct! 38 names and I'm correct. Yes. Wonderful. I understood the story. Alas, poor Gorm. His choices led him down this doomed path, painfully relatable. Here we have someone who is supposed to be the best of us, human of good breed, raised up by Earth himself, educated, rich, seemingly healthy. If he could not stay on the path, who could? You were nothing like him. You did not come from nobility. You were not given any special treatment, even with your latent talents. The only thing you have in common is your willingness to throw it all away, to throw yourselves against the meat grinder of time. But you will not be minced. Your sinewy nature will grind it to a halt. The farm boy will live past Ragnarok. The hero's bones will break upon the pavement. Gorm also has a bad shoulder. Exploit that. Also, relatable. Oh, also, just going to open that and close it, so we don't have it flashing. Oh, it repositioned me. Greetings, brother. Greetings. He bows before you. My name is Gorm Skuldman, loyal servant of Earth. He needs your help. I need your help. You see the writhing corruption upon his arm. It causes him to shake. Lord Gorm, touched by the void. He appears sane enough, somehow. So that is how it is. I would ask why you were wearing a bucket over your head, but I don't feel like I'm in any position to ask questions about aesthetics here. You don't like my helm? It's not the first time I've seen an Earthguard wearing a bucket in jest. Guess it runs in the family. However, it feels a bit surreal to see it in this place. This strange, strange place. The paladin performs a perfectly executed fist-on-chest salute. As he does, you notice the longsword sheathed at his hip. The Flame Tongue, one of the great swords of Norvik, passed from paladin to paladin. The state has fallen, brother, he says and lets out a crackling cough. In my grief and anger, I have made some egregious choices. Choices? Are you talking about the tea shop? Actually, no, wait, the state of Norvik? Yes, our father's legacy. The broken man lifts his helm, revealing a rugged face covered in layers of sweat and ash. A memory of a man. Gods, he says, pressing his not as ruined hand against his brow. It should never have come to this. Rage in his eyes, meeting your gaze. How many years have you served? 5 at the towers. Then you know well the particulars of Earthguard politics. Akemsam was struck by a feeble-minded spell over 3 years ago. What? He is hidden away in his palace manor for all this time. The Lord Patriarch? Yes. The city is now a headless chicken, run by our cabal of magistrates. On a cursed evening 3 years ago, the leader of Norvik was as good as assassinated. They decided to keep it a secret. Their reasoning was simple. It was for the security of the city. Without Earth, we have no protocol on the transfer of power. None revealed to the public, at least.
Have you seen Lord Akesam?
I have. I was one of the few to be granted an audience about a year ago. Our Lord Patriarch is lost in his own mind. No restorative magic takes none we are able to muster, at least.
Hold on, are you sure the Lord Patriarch isn't just old? That's what most people think.
That reasoning is why no one questioned his absence. However, Akesam was a shrewd man, and a hale one at that. He would eventually be taken by age, of course, but not like this. This was sudden and total in eclipsing his mind. Foul magic at work.
Who knows about this?
Few. The magistrates, some of the patriarchs, all of them sworn party officials, including me despite my lower status as a paladin. It's a tightly guarded secret.
So this probably explains the magistrates selling off the ports to the Freestriders. They need somebody else to run the city.
They are sworn. They cannot speak, even with this evil going on.
And none of them have told people.
They cannot, nor can I.
Why did they keep it a secret?
They said it was considered dangerous for him to falter after serving for so long. Better to hold up a puppet until the election. Or that is what they decided. I was not in that particular smoky room.
Who cast the Feeble Mind spell? Could it be the elf?
Enemies of the state. They broke into his manor at night. Then they got away. The magistrates pointed to cultists. I went looking. I was unable to find any proof of such activities.
It could have been one of the magistrates themselves. Why are you telling me this?
Why are you here, brother? I believe those two questions have the same answer.
What do you mean about the transfer of power not being revealed?
It was kept hidden. He left a will. Of course, he left a will.
And if it was revealed that he was being removed from power, then his will would have been enacted. But if he is simply hidden away, then it is not. He left a will.
Yes, he did. Earth's legacy, his instructions. The magistrates and the Lord Patriarch were provided with guidelines for the eventual death of Akesam.
How did you see these guidelines?
I found them in Akesam's chambers when I was allowed to visit him. It was as if the old man was guiding me to them, even in his feebled state.
Tell me, now. He grabs his corrupted arm to stop the twitching. Then he speaks in a regal tone.
Upon the death, or at least the behest of his lordship Akesam, a provisional government will be declared.
He closes his eyes, reciting the words as if they were scratched on the back of his eyelids.
This government shall have 2 years to oversee an electoral process, at the end of which a permanent government chosen by the people shall be enacted.
Oh, never mind. Never mind, it's no secret. Okay.
This provisional government shall be headed by 2 individuals with shared power and responsibility to provide full suffrage to all citizens of Norvik.
2 individuals? Okay, it's interesting.
The first individual shall be elected by all active clerical patriarchs within 7 days. The second individual shall be elected by all active guild union leaders within 7 days.
Oh, so they're not following the electoral process.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting.
He opens his eyes.
1 cleric, 1 asgalist.
Okay. So you have 1 person of the established government and 1 person of the people. essentially, right? And then they run it together. Asgalists and a Cleric, Earth's legacy. If either of the provisional electoral processes fail, the individual will be chosen via random lottery at the end of those 7 days. Sounds fair. Random lottery? Is this a jest? He coughs. The instructions included more details, of course, but this is what Earth wanted from us. Brother. This is what Ikesam wanted. He was going to step down, retire, to enact this final will of our glorious God. So that is why they feeble-minded him. They could not let Earth's will pass. They could not let go of power. Okay, well that does make a lot of sense. So it's not that they traded the ports away so they had someone running them, it's that they traded the ports away because now the power was theirs and they could trade it for money. Those corrupt bastards. Yes, brother, that is what they are. Know this. I read Earth's legacy, his last will, over a year ago. Akesam was targeted 3 years ago, right as the election began taking shape. Think about it. If a Cleric and an Asgalist were to be put in charge of the entire electoral process, who would lose? Who would possibly want to avoid such a scenario? The Freestriders, obviously. The Freestriders. And the power behind their Reedsian coffers. He gives you a very tired look. I have worked tirelessly to find the truth in this. I use my privileged access to archives, party meetings, documents spanning all districts, the ability to investigate all magistrates without alerting anyone to my intent. It turns out the answer was not so hidden. What did you find? All magistrates have dealings with the Ascani Reeds Trading Company. In total, approximately 85.5 million crowns in the form of public work investments, guild expansions, targeted tariffs, consultancy fees, the illegal sales of Norvikian property, exclusive land licensing bids, key positions within the district bureaucracies, and sometimes even just gifts. The butchering of our beloved city. You have the receipts. Some, barely anything. Anything damning is kept under wraps, everything else looks innocent on the surface. I've seen one of those contracts. Darrow is selling all the shipyards in the city. You see rage flash in his eyes. I have heard of that. I am sad to have it confirmed. Okay. Agree with him a lot. Those monsters. That they are. Brother, I know well why you are here. I am responsible for the explosion. He admits it. The elf, she... Gorm lifts his head. Stern, truthful. He places his hand upon the pommel of his sword. You killed her. Arguably, yes. Arguably? I should explain. The party of Norvik has been entirely corrupted by crowns and foreign interests. He scoffs to himself. Our cities sliced up, auctioned off. Okay, why wouldn't you speak up, break your oath? People would believe you, they trust you. Sounds like you gave up right away. So what, you turned to dark magic? What I'm wondering is whether, because she said that she was killed by fascism in a way, he said that he arguably killed her. Maybe he got her to get information that was valuable enough that somebody else wanted her dead. So what, you turned to dark magic? I did. Cowardly, perhaps, but... Brother, my oath is not one to be broken. I swore my life to the party. I see. If I spoke to the press, if I spread rumors, if I so much as mentioned their foul play to a beggar on the side of the road, he laughs, my body would reject the words, as my soul would reject its vessel, my life forfeit to the whims of this fallen city. His head falls, his shoulders heavy. Did he tell the elf, and it caused something to happen? The burden, the weight of this curse, no matter what, a real man would have. Nevertheless, a real man would have been able to break it. Lifting his head, his jaw clenched, one hand gripping over the other. I should have been able to. The fact he is telling you this tells you his soul is already lost to this domination, to the beyond. Yeah, so I think that he told her, or he tried to tell her, which triggered the esoteric event, which set off the necklace, which blew up the tea shop. So she was killed by fascism, in a way. But here you are, free to speak. Yes, the oath is not broken. I can still feel it. But here Earth does not watch me. Here he does not see what a monster I've become. I wish he never does. He sees it, brother. He sees it and he weeps. What did you do? He lifts his mutated arm, the flayed skin pulsating around vein-like tendrils. I sought out the aberration. Oh. Wait, Everlad? We all knew he was there. Everlad was never considered a threat down in his flooded temple, nor were his warlocks. I did not imagine he would so easily give me everything I needed. What did he give you? Power. Terrible, terrible power. He clenches his mutated fist. A god never dies, brother. They simply fade from our world. That much was clear when I watched him go. That means with enough power, with the correct esoteric ritual, I can return him to material reality. Lord Gorm was gonna bring Earth back? He takes a decisive step forward. I can bring back our god. A divine resurrection. A divine resurrection. The nature and rules of walking gods are not strictly defined in any academic circles. Be wary of anything this corrupted paladin tells you. You want to resurrect Earth? His face grows dark. I can bring him back. You can smell the hubris. 1,400 pounds of silver, branches from 5 trees grown on the soil of his birth, diamonds carrying the worth of 100,000 crowns as per last material break, and... The paladin bites down on his words. It's all ready. I have it all. An overwhelming value even for a high-tier resurrection. For God, this could very well be a reasonable material cost. But it sounds like there's something else he was trading. What makes you so certain it would even work? A vision, brother. I know this is far-fetched, but here in this beyond there are no limits to spellcasting. The rules are different, wilder. There is an esoteric freedom. I have seen into the depths of this place, in all this time I've spent here, and I know I ask much of you, brother. I ask for your faith. Faith in the spell and faith in me, but I swear, Earth is here, somewhere, close. I can feel him watching me, giving me these visions. I trust you. Thank you, brother. That means a lot. What's this spell called? I do not care to name it. It does not deserve one. Why this reservation? A spell needs a name. But this is what he wants. Why not revel in it? What level is this spell? I do not know. 10th? 11th? The return of a divine spark. Yes, that should certainly be above 9th. However, the fact he does not know such a basic component tells you everything. When are you casting it? I've been casting it for days, brother. It is near completion. Interesting. I wonder if we got tangled up in it. How did you learn to cast it? Everlad's esoteric connection with the beyond allowed me to make contact with a number of otherworldly beings. They helped me mold a custom epic tier spell for the sole purpose of resurrecting one specific god. While my appearance has been tainted by the far realm influence, the spell is no foul magic, nor is it in any way influenced by Everlad. This is divine magic at its most powerful. How did you get all the spell components? The branches I secured myself by visiting the Curse Lands, the diamonds and silver, secured via Elysium. Okay, was that why he was meeting with the elf? The elves! The elves paid for your spell? Oh, this just gets better and better. They did, in full. What did they want in return? The same thing they always wish for, our eradication. He coughs and winces. The Elysium wishes to stop Freestriders from getting a foothold in Ascan. They believe the Earthfolk to be weak without them, easy prey. They are wrong, but I played into their assumptions. To them, I was a rogue paladin wanting revenge on my people, one who needed funding to establish a network of dissidents. After a few favors, they gladly provided me with the silver diamonds along with an agent to plant the necklace of fireballs. You brought the necklace of fireballs into the city? Yes. I signed the paper to get it through customs without inspection. Then it landed in the hands of an elf. Pinja Athena. The elf in the tea shop? Yes. He looks off into the void. The elf did exactly as her masters ordered. She took the necklace from the shipment on Waterlane. Then she made sure the box was stored in the space underneath the temple, in Drummer's secret tunnel. The tea shop owner, yes. I visited a few times to make certain it was a good spot. I like that if you've discovered information, you can be like, and this is the thing that I discovered. It's cool. Pinja Athena made sure the crate with the hidden necklace was stored inside. It was supposed to stay there until the election, at which point... what did you do, Gorm? The paladin twitches as his hand appears to tense up. What did you do? Everglad whispered in my ear that morning. He told me the elf had set up a meeting with a Freestrider agent. I intervened. I entered the tea shop from Pillar Crossing, past the tunnel. I found her sitting in one of the booths. She had a necklace of fireballs in her grasp. Oh. The elf was planning on selling it to make an escape for herself. I don't blame her, but I could not let her take it. The thought, the possibility did not cross my mind. I cast Charm Person on her. I had forgotten how the elves ignore such effects. All paladins are the same, they never think before they act. She reacted violently, threatened to blow us both up. Again, I do not blame her for this. Before I had a chance to, before I figured out what to say, I saw it in her eyes. She had already made up her mind. Fascism chose the path, I chose the end. So she just blew it. She attempted to kill him. And succeeded, I guess, if he's here. Words leaving scorched, reanimated lips. They whisper, they beckon, they scream. I cast Misty Step, reaching the edge of the room before it hit the ground. She was incinerated instantly. Me, I made it out with seared flesh. Oh, okay. He closes his eyes, so that's why he was a smoke-like figure, because he had just cast Misty Step. She did not suffer for what little it's worth. No, she did. Blue flames, a heat and blast so wild, consciousness is drained from the shock itself. She did not feel the fire, but she felt everything before. But why? Why did you need the necklace so much? What were you planning? The paladin looks up at you with dead eyes. Your gut sinks, it conjoins and twists among the eternal waters. Words spoken by the gruff man, near breaking your resolve. There is a fourth component to the spell. A blood sacrifice? One final sacrifice. Of course, the cost of a god's spark. What is the final component, Lord Gorm? He does not meet your gaze as he says, the true souls of 27 of his believers. What? What? One soul for each year since his fading, forcibly taken into the beyond. Souls? What is he speaking about? No, they will be channeled here, to this exact corridor upon death. at which point the spell will be cast and Earth will return to the rest of his people. He closes his eyes and mutters a few words to himself. Thus I am forsaken. A worthy sacrifice for such a mighty spell. That's a lot of dead bodies. Sounds like a hassle. This is what he is carrying. This is his burden. Are you insane? 27 innocent people, and that will resurrect Earth? We're obviously saying 4. And that will resurrect Earth? I believe it will. I need your help, brother. Without the necklace of fireballs, it will be a grim task to collect these souls. He holds out a clenched fist, mutated flesh in a grotesque ball. Will you assist me in resurrecting our god? This is not something you have ever considered. He's saying, will I go on a killing spree with him to resurrect our god? The deaths of innocents in exchange for the return of your savior. Darkness in his eyes, death pooled at his feet. The paladin is doomed. As interesting as seeing an epic tier spell in action would be, do not follow this madman. You have cast so many spells from a position of naive intrigue, where the forces break your very flesh apart with nothing to show for it. A spell of this value and power, how do you imagine it would end? Exactly as its caster intended? Do not follow this fool into his demise. It's impressive, really. You have this crazed maniac of a paladin ready to perform mass murder. But listen to him, he's so assured of his own righteousness, so profoundly up his ass, that the very road to the deepest hell will become flooded by his massive tears. Once he offs himself, of course. Until then, he's your problem. Choose your next words carefully. There's no one here to save you. If you make a shitty choice, you will have to live with the consequences for the rest of your life. No pressure. Your head's spinning here. Is he gonna kill you? Take a breath, a deep one. Take your time. You have prayed to Earth all your life. Your esoteric might, the one thing in your life that you've ever been good at, is all due to his channeled power. When you feel that might, when Earth speaks to you through this magic, what does he say? Sacrifice. He asks you to sacrifice everything, to give until you have nothing left to give, until your bones hit the pavement, until you have given everything to safeguard every person in your city, no matter their innocence or sin, to protect your people from those who wish to harm them. Who do you feel is in need of protection here? You do not understand this man. Ooh. Well. Let's see where we're at. You're not the only one who wants him back. Indeed, brother. Norvik will rejoice at his return. What gives you the right to make such a sacrifice on their behalf? No rights, no law, no institution or sanctified right. This is my accursed choice, my evil imposed on the world. What happens after the spell goes off? Earth will return from the pillar. My corpse will lay before him, covered in the blood of innocents, put down by some heroic Earthguard member. Couldn't Earth just resurrect the dead people? No. The spell consumes the souls like any other costly reagent. All the people will see is their god returned at a most frightening time, saving them from a mad and corrupted paladin. Earth will heal those hurt. The one who slays me will be heralded as a true hero of the city, and I will be the monster. No one will ever know the truth of this ritual. Would people actually believe that? I cannot guarantee anything. No one can. He's thought through all the minutiae quite well. It's almost a shame his masterstroke is inherently flawed. People tend to reduce things to a good guy and a bad guy, and he has planned to give them both. The Earth folk would rally around him in an instant, but what of the truth? What's wrong with your arm? The paladin clenches his claw-like tendril. His flesh is constantly burning. I reached into the sap of the boundary tree. It gave me a permanent hold onto the strings beyond, an awesome power to wield, a terrible price to pay. Everlad merely opened the path for it, but this This was the only way for me to truly gain the power fit to rival Jor, even at the cost of my flesh and soul. Heretical. Fascinating. To think the simple paladin managed to soar so high. His descent will be a great case study. The elf didn't have to die then. No, she was another mistake. He put his helmet back on. And he's off. He shakes his head in regret. I could have let her escape. I could have succeeded in taking the necklace from her. I could have also simply have avoided the elves, gotten my components elsewhere. If I had learned more, if I had lived better, if I had been more virtuous. Alas. What do you think about the Ilum? The Mender was a powerful queen, good in her way, not too unlike Earth from what I heard from him. I believe there are lessons to be learned in the rise of her cult post-fading. That is what Earth believed. You want me to kill 27 random people? No. Earthfolk only. The spell does not consider their personal belief as much as their folk type. Any human living in Norvik will do. Please do your best to not hurt anyone else. The goblin population of Tolstad especially will have to be avoided. Let us not shed their blood in vain. You like goblins? The paladin blinks in deliberation. The goblin genocide was before my time. To me, the goblins have always been a subjugated people. What they became, what they are today, I would value alongside dwarves. A healthy minority, albeit lazy and unorganized at times. Let's say I agree they are a healthy part of Norvik. Indeed, brother. I don't think Earth wants his people to die either. Of course not. Earth taught me everything I know, brother. He was a father to me. If he were to see what I have planned, he would kill me on the spot. If I joined you, what would he think of my choice? If you joined me, your life would also be forfeit, brother. Even still, I pray you see exactly why it must be done. Could I actually do it? Help him out? Of course you could, but does it make sense? It does not, no. You get screwed if you join him, like hard. It would be your end. Physically, spiritually. The bloodying of your soul. He is lost, yet there is part of you that does agree. Is this sacrifice truly worth it? Despite the risk of failure, despite the evil nature of the act. Is it the wrong time to ask if he wants to buy a bottle of milk? Probably, yeah. Once the genocide is on the schedule, everything else sort of gets deprioritized. Darn. Don't worry, every entrepreneur has to deal with that at one point or another. I have a scroll of wish that could be used to treat Lord Akasem. You. Gorm squints at you in the piece of ancient paper you're waving around. You have a scroll of wish? I do, Lord Gorm. It is yours if you want it. That should probably be the paladin looks at it, then looks away. The Lord Patriarch has been gone far too long, brother, and wish is quite possibly a madder idea than my own, however. Logic is beyond this oath. Well? I am sorry to say, even with that, I am far too gone in this, and even wish cannot bring back a god. It is only a 9th level spell. He refutes it, yet you have pierced his shell. Remind him of his oath. Okay. It's a -7 to understand him. You shared his anger. Behold success. He gave up his flesh and soul for power. You trust him. Argue for another path. Okay. Or this one. I have double advantage. Remember your father. Remember the pain, the anger. He gave up flesh and soul for this. You learned about manhood from the duck. Behold success. You showed him the wish scroll. Okay. I'm so very intrigued at the 3 options in front of us. The 3 options are convince him to stand by his oath. Say he has an oath to and arrest him, or join him. I think I'm not going to join him. I think that our strength has told us to not join him. We have used that as our guiding light throughout the playthrough. We cannot join him. intellect has told us it will not work as well. So it will not work, and we have been told not to join him. Everything in our being is telling us that it's a bad idea. So I will convince him to stand by his oath to Earth with religious fervor. Jester saved us. We had a 1. The Paladin is not broken. He knows exactly what his god is. There is the horrid truth, one deeply ingrained into the body and the skin and the muscle tissue of this broken man before you. This is a man who is throwing away everything, including the love of his god, for the purpose of reaching a better world. You can see it in his eyes, it is written in his flesh. The grandest thing a good man can truly sacrifice would be everything that makes him good. Gorm believes that somehow he knows, in his visions-filled skull, that this string will lead to a worthy end. But he does not know anything. He has faith that Earth will set his rights wrong. Exactly. Lord Gorm. Brother. What this paladin does not understand, however, is the most awful truth of all. I hope I have made it clear. Our god never wanted us to pick up after him. But his sacrifices, with him gone, someone else has to keep giving. I am not only willing, I am ready to... Speak! You fool! The paladin glares at you with wide eyes and open mouth. You dare place your burden upon his shoulders! Anger flashes up upon his rugged and quite hairy face. You are no monster, you're a child. You, a child running to his tired father when the going gets tough, a father who gave him everything. Gorm knows this, the intense rage now building in his chest is proof enough. He grips his twitching arm. Anger comes only from a sense of injustice. When faced with unwanted truth, a man's ego will bring him to fury. That it is only in facing that ego and breaking it that your Lord Gorm will be redeemed. Yes, our city is failing. A corrupt cabal of magistrates is falling. A corrupt cabal of magistrates bring everything to ruin. I see that. You have dealt with it alone for decades, shackled to your duty. They threw away his legacy. Words spoken through tremendous temper, teeth clamped down, voice low. The insidious force of reeds. They cannot be stopped. They cannot be. I never saw him. You did. So tell me, did Earth ever tell you to always rely on him? The paladin lifts his chin and glares at you. Did he ever ask for your faith, your utmost faith, in his ability to set things right in the end? He opens his mouth to speak, yet nothing comes out. Push him. Did he? No. The word snakes out of him, his face growing paler by its presence. I'm only interpreting what I've read, but I always assumed he asked us to be men, real men who would make it through every horrible exchange, every lonely night, every excruciating humiliation. He is... The paladin cannot form the words. He's left standing on the brink in silence. I don't believe Earth taught us to kill ourselves so that he could put the world right. I don't believe that for a second. He shuts his mouth. He does not look at you. What did he teach us, Lord Gorm? Sacrifice. He taught us to give everything to set the world right as we could. Is that not what I am doing, brother? You are sacrificing your goodness for what? For an even heavier burden to be placed upon him. Even if everything in your spell goes off, with every esoteric mishap ignored and his divine spark returned to the coast, Earth would be saddled with everything you leave behind. That is not. He would. Alone, Lord Gorm. He would be alone against this terrible fate. The paladin stares at the reflected stars beneath his cape. Alone. Vengeance. There is nothing but a son's vengeance. That is not a sacrifice. That is vengeance. Vengeance. Well, for example, I feel very angry at my dad all the time for going outside to face that troll, for leaving me and Mom alone. His eyes fasten upon yours. If I met him here, I would want to place every problem in my life at his feet, yell at him to fix it. Because why couldn't he? He is my father, he should be able to. But I can't, and he can't either. And just as the son need not dig the trench of the father, the son also needs to step the fuck up sometimes. Lord Gorm takes a crackling breath. His mind is racing, his pain is growing, but he listens. Wait for him to find the words. I am bound by duty above all. He covers his face with trembling hands. I have never known a life beyond this helm. My lord often spoke of probability. He saw them through his divine visions, yet he could never tell me of my chances in this life. He could never tell me, but he often asked me about my thoughts on risks, on how much I was willing to gamble, to sacrifice in order to protect those who needed it the most. He always told me I was reckless, because I would always go for anything over a 50-50. 50-50. That's interesting, we've heard that before. Yeah, we've heard that exact phrase before. What do you think the odds are on your spell working out? I was hoping for a 50-50, but only Earth would know for sure. Lord Gorm places a hand upon the pommel of his sword. Most things in life are 50-50. It is our duty to lower the risks. His voice crackles behind the iron. Those are his words, written and spoken again and again. His mutated twitching hand on the grip of that legendary blade. I have failed as a man and a son. You can be redeemed, you can come back, you have fought bravely against impossible odds. You have failed this city and you need to pay for your crimes, or I think you're a good man and Earth is proud of you despite it all. I don't think I'm going to say 3. I think I like 4. I'm going to say 4. No, Gorm, I think you're a good man and Earth is proud of you despite it all. You watch him clench the grip even tighter. Despite it all. That is a cool looking sword. Tell me, brother, what is your name? I'm the Cleric. Of course. He is content. I place everything in your hands. Cleric of Norvik. Is he going to do what I think he's going to do? Oh no, he is. You do not know if any of this is truly the right path, but it is done. It is now done. Lord Gorm has chosen his fray. Earth be blessed. He watches his spirit is drawn towards the stairs. The last paladin of Earth. May the strings forget his failures. All of them. Though he will not be so easily forgiven. Cleric! Ah! Your companion is winded, his face glancing from side to side in the darkness. This place is fucking awful. Feels like I've been running around for hours. You okay? The sling in his hand ready for a fight. What did I miss? It's over. It's over. It's done. Oh, does that mean... He gestures forward. Lord Gorm is... Something in the distance. Something radiant. And glorious. Did him doing a truly selfless sacrifice trigger the resurrection of Earth? You notice your celestial companion descend from the darkness, her light finding it difficult to pierce the veil. Never mind, it's Etir. Cleric, Snell, apologies for the delay. This plain is vast and full of beasts. Full of what? Beasts. They have been vanquished. I see you too have been successful. Yes, I was just about to say Lord Gorm is dead. So it seems. Lord Gorm, the missing paladin? That makes a lot of sense. So he blew up the tea shop? I'll explain it. The elf blew it up. Lord Gorm was partially responsible for the necklace of fireballs, though. His eyes light up. Ah, right, so it was a conflict. An attack from within. Gorm was a part of a plot to blow up the necklace during the election, as was Pinja. Right, but Gorm was only faking it. What? Gorm was pretending to hate the city so the Ilum elves would fund his dark ritual which would bring back Earth from the dead. But he also needed to kill 27 Earth folk to finish the spell, which is why he needed the necklace of fireballs. But since Pinja blew it up, he was now planning to go on going out there and killing people by himself. Ah, I see. What?
A ritual to bring back Earth. The angel repeats your words as if she is grasping their meaning.
He invited me to join him, we talked, and... The angel glares at you with many eyes. Goblin stares at you with 2. He invited you? I managed to convince him to stand down. Oh. He put his flame tongue through his chest and it faded. It's over.
A tragic end, a tragic path. I'm unsure what to do with this information.
Damn.
Perhaps we shall discuss once we have returned.
Yeah, great idea, Etir. Now, how do we get back?
There is a man on the steps.
Who's the old guy?
The angel's halo stops spinning. Cleric, this man... Breathe. It is finished.
So is this Earth, or is this Jor?
You have chosen well.
The old man puts his hands behind his back.
Before you go, I would wish to have a few words with you, but no hurry. Time is still now.
Stare at the old man.
You do not lose anything by taking a short rest, I assure you.
He smiles.
He is proud. You're not yet done. Breathe. First, breathe.
Okay, well obviously I'm gonna save. Obviously I'm gonna double save. My god. That was great. We're gonna keep going. I just want to make sure that we're locked in and we've saved. Okay, so we now have more on the Paladin. That's the Valkyrie. Paladin. We now know more about him. Okay. The Flame Tongue of Norvik. +4 strength. Modified. A +4 strength weapon, you say? Well, you know, we were going to equip it. A Flame Tongue. These legendary blades were forged during the Gate War. Many have been lost through the eras. Many have tried to replicate their power. Yet this weapon remains beyond the grasp of even the greatest artificers of modern age. This one belonged to Norvik, but for now you may wield it as your own. I guess I'm going to take an intelligence hit here. Yeah, I think I'm going to take an intelligence hit here in order to get even more strength. Also, I might do this. Oh, wait, if I take this off, then go out, then turn around. Okay, that's it equipped, and now I want to equip the other one. Oh, it does show them both. Okay, that's fine. Right. Quick saved. Just thought I'd try having these things active. I do like the little spark that happens from that. I might just turn it off for now. Snell? Oh, I haven't done a dex on him in a while. Nat 20! A lone wolf. Cares too much. Wouldn't let anyone close. Old trauma, got rejected, family trouble, who knows? Huh, alright, so it's not really that tragic a backstory, but you get it now. He's a yearner, the type to hopelessly throw himself into his work for the sake of some greater good, an idealist, a romantic, a most goblin sense of the word. Self-sacrificing, dreaming, there's a twinkle in his eyes you catch sometime, a string attached to destiny. Or to a destiny, one with few phrase. Maybe you could trust him, maybe you could be, you know, a friend. Okay.
Huh?
I was a bit too close. He lets out a big sigh. You okay, Cleric? Thumbs up. That's what I want to hear. Now go talk with Grandpa. He looks like you got something to say. Good idea, I just need a breather. Yeah, same. I see what the old man wants.
That human. Let us speak with him.
Yeah. I get the feeling that she's got mixed emotions. She would quite like Earth to be back. Are you okay?
Yes, Cleric. I hope you are okay as well.
I am. Thanks for asking.
Of course, I'm here to support your cause.
And also to support me, right?
That is part of the cause, yes.
Gotta ask, what happened to you out there?
Aberrations, Cleric. They were drawn to my aura despite my attempt to hide.
A scuffle was engaged. I was unable to leave before I had dealt with the worst of it. Then I followed the sound of battle. Oh, hold on. You got a chance here. Tell her you could have gotten here faster. Do it. Well, I'm sorry for losing track of you. It was not your fault. Moving between planes is notoriously unreliable, if myth is to be believed, which I am not inclined to do. Let's focus on him. For many eyes look at the old man near the stairs. Thanks for saving my ass. Your ass is not what I attempted to save, Cleric. Not my literal, I meant it's the... She taps the top of your helm. You are welcome. Alright, nod. Quick save. And... we progress. Wait, back off. You guys are too close. Already know everything. Oh. The timid man greets you with lowered head. Hello. Were you watching? I was. He meets your gaze. This road has been terrible, all due to my negligence. It is not his fault. He did his best. What's this old guy talking about? Who are you really, nut? You know this guy? He wipes some dust off his apron. I ran into him before. He's a cobbler. Right, a cobbler. I'm sure there are a lot of shoe emergencies out here. He shakes his head. I'm afraid there is no good way to put this, but I shall make it clear to you. I swear on it. Well, you better explain it quickly. Not sure any of us should stay in this spooky hellscape any longer than we have to. You are very correct, Snell, he says with a smile. This place is bad for a man. Brings him to face both his heart and even fouler things. He looks over to Etir. You seem to handle it just as well as expected. She looks at him in silence. The goblin looks back and forth between them both. Okay, I'm getting freaked out now. Do we think this is Earth? Because she would know Earth. Is this? It can't be. By the gods and all that is holy. My lord? I am not, son of Tok. That is all I am here now. I was born in Dejvik. It's the early days of the First Coast War. Its chaos brought death upon my kinsmen. Due to fate or some other cause, I was granted audience with a higher power. An audience which left me with a channel of strings. All I knew at the time was the inescapable risk of staying in those lands. Pushed to action by my brother Toll. Together we rallied as many longships as we could. Our savior. We saved 50,404 people, approximately a quarter of the villages. Wow, not every day you get to speak with a god, living or no. As we left in search of a new land, those people began to look at me and my newfound divine strength for more than guidance. They gave me a name from the old world sagas, one steeped in bygone mythology. You're... My lord, look upon our gods. They called me Earth, Hammer of Fate, kneel. That can't, the goblin mutters. So, Snell's got to have mixed feelings on this. Obviously, Etir and the Cleric, they're like, oh, go for it, fantastic, this is the best thing that's ever happened. Snell, on the other hand, he's like, this is the guy who genocided all my people. How? I would like to ask, why are you here? He lowers his head once more. My existence is fleeting, stuck between material and beyond. I'd like to repeat Etir's question. Why? I shall provide whatever clarity I can. You see, I died like any old man should, a few decades later than usual. But here I linger on, guarding this gate. For whom? For what purpose? Who knows? The old man laughs. It's a bit silly, really. Toll would have loved to see it. This is insane. I don't disagree. That was my initial reaction to the first few years in this place. I assure you, I too have many questions. Ask what you wish. I know you have questions. This man has not spoken with another for a very long time. He'll be glad to talk. Say what you wish. This is your one chance, one opportunity to ask this legendary figure anything you want. Make use of it. You have everything to ask, and nothing. Nothing at all. Earth wants to talk. Talk out of shame and blood, heart and mind. Toll, your brother?
Yes, the old fool, Earth speaks with a sad smile. Haven't seen him pass through here. He must have died years ago midst his epic final adventure. But who knows? Time moves differently inland. Maybe he still walks the endless wastes as we speak, looking for Jor's key. That's not a term you're familiar with. Make him elaborate. Jor's what?
Toll, right, like Tollstad, Toll Square. I heard he was a real adventurer.
He was, Snell. He was. Your god looks out into the void. Toll always wanted to travel, to understand Jor, to sail and wander. He received his circumnavigation blessing not long after we founded Norvik, yet he could never reach Jor's point. After a lifetime of adventure, he still wanted to know. That is why he set off. My brother figured the secret to Jor would be unlocked in the wastes. Once he crossed Really Cold Valley, which I later renamed Toll's Pass, my sending stopped reaching him.
Yeah, good name swap there.
The last thing he told me in that final message was, "Fear not, brother. I always find my way home. Thus I hold out hope."
Can you see Norvik from here?
Somewhat, yes. I have the ability to cast minor magic here, including a soft scrying.
Soft scrying, he speaks like an arcanist. That essentially means he can peek on people in locations, but not for long, nor far from Norvik, presumably.
It feels a bit tragic, of course, to be unable to interfere yet able to watch, as you can imagine.
I'm going to lean over to Snell and go, "He's been watching us." He leans back. "I'm sure you're the main spectacle."
The god squats down, placing his palm towards the tower of light before him. The closer to the pillar, the more I can see, like your adventure into the city below, or your encounter with Gorgalash.
It was a pretty epic battle, huh?
It was one of the epicest. I fought him, you know, all those years ago. Every time he would flee, regroup and try something new. A smart one, that Gorgalash, a tough leader.
He seemed to really hate you.
I don't blame him. Your god looks away for a few seconds as if using the void to take in your words. I destroyed his tribe, Bragan. His kingdom, his people, took it from him without any kind of fair fight. I struck. For my own need. I was well rewarded. Perhaps it is a pity I did not follow through, instead leaving him to live the life of an undercoast vagabond. Part of me feels I knew him well. We dueled many times. Another part of me wonders if I should have taken the risk of diplomacy. At a certain point, it wasn't that far off from a 50-50. 50-50. Would you have taken that? Attempted peace with trolls? Or would you have followed through, piety be damned?
Never.
Trolls are foul, unstable creatures. The answer is no.
I'd say manipulating a troll into not being harmful isn't that much harder than the average human. Problem lies more in what happens if you fail. Trolls are like to smash things.
It's trolls, they deserve to die. Deserve? Maybe they do. But is that our judgment to make?
His words hold weight.
We might hold the power to resurrect, but do we also keep the power to condemn a creature for its nature? A deep sigh leaves him. I do not believe in a clear answer, not anymore. But I chose my path. He glances at Snell, who looks stunned at watching you interact with your actual god.
And Snell hearing us talking to Earth, and Earth being like,
"Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have killed all those people."
And Snell's like, "Yeah, I know. Actually, I have so many questions."
You see Snell shift his shirt around.
"I have a few questions of my own. You go first."
"We have time." Your god aims a pair of finger guns at you. "Shoot."
What a lad.
Ask him. Ask him about every possible conflicted force in the known universe, about nationalism and fascism.
Okay, is nationalism fascism?
No, I do not believe it is.
A clear answer. Why?
Fascism and nationalism are overlapping ideologies. One is a fairly new idea of a united nation state, whether by culture or folk type or anything else. The other is... He squints. Fascism is...
really cool? That seems more like an aesthetic. Yeah, that was your other answer. I was often called a fascist. As are you. But when I read those books from Reeds, I never particularly identified with it. They seemed to hate liberal ideals, while I was quite fond of egalitarian pursuits. In my dictatorship, I took many cues from Asgal himself. Hells, Garz Rubrin was my brother. He taught me wisdoms beyond my years. Then there's the fetishism of violence. It makes me think of an angry young man left powerless, someone neglected by his village. Obviously, he would lash out. Fascism seemed to me as nothing but a response to that powerlessness, especially one grown in the wake of the First Coast War. If anything, it taught me not to take it lightly, to make sure each new generation of men in Norvik were given exactly what they needed: discipline, challenge, and a god who does not conflate strength with violence. Truth. Was I given that? His face contorts. Like you just stuffed a knife in his back. Damn. No, Ragan, you were not. Interesting. So our entire view of strength and our strength's worshipping of Earth is based upon a truth that Earth didn't want us to have. As in, it's like, he wanted to give us challenge. He wanted... What was the exact words? Challenge. A god who does not conflate strength with violence. And yet, we quite clearly conflate strength with violence. How is strength not violence? I wonder. True strength is, in my mind, your capacity for enacting violence measured against your ability to never have to. In a sense, this applies less to violence and more to any form of competency. A real man makes the best of himself. No matter what it looks like, he does it for himself and for the benefit of his tribe. Does that make sense? Your god just asked you a question. What if a man makes himself into a competent weapon? What if he performs evil as that weapon? Let's ask 3. You ask for strength, not goodness. True strength is a tool. Real men come in all alignments. Take you, for example. You wield magic beyond compare. How long does it take the average wizard to memorize a new spell? Just copying it into a spellbook? A wry smile on his face. Hours per new spell. And you do it in seconds. That's no trick, nor is it talent. Perhaps you have a knack for the esoteric. I won't argue against that. But think about those sleepless nights, those years you prayed and studied and read. Did you actually understand any of it? It didn't matter what you didn't get. It didn't matter you didn't get it, the same way some of the others did. He smiles. This is what you are now. This is your calling. This is exactly where your people need you. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. I know it feels like you're slow sometimes, but... He glances over to Etir. My father, a man of many idioms, once told me, you don't have to be anything but the best of you. The rest, the village takes care of that. Alright. Nod. You must have gotten that from a book. What does the red eye mean? You mean the symbol we use? That was adopted from existing symbolism. Ah, yes, that makes sense. I see. You would be one to figure that out. I never meant to build a religion, you see. But when we'd conquered the city full of ruins, with that red eye all over the place, I think it was Og who came up with the idea to call it Earth's Red Eye. Turns out, it was an albino lion warlord who held the ruins for some time before the trolls took over. A one-eyed albino. One red eye. The old man points at his own very much dark eyes and laughs. Worked out fine enough, allowed us to spend more time on public works rather than shrines. It does appear that he can see our roles as well, to a degree. Because you see here, he's like, you would be one to figure that out. And then if we go up to this one, it says, doesn't feel like it. I know you're slow sometimes. So he's changing his dialogue based upon our stat rolls. Are you really a god? He shrugs. Geez, what a response. I had the same power as all those big shots in the divine era. Make a god of me or not. It is a banner I've carried for the sake of unity. If that banner ever grows useless, burn it. Let something new rise from the ashes. Humility is the sign of a real man, divinity or no. Not a god, just a very powerful man, clearly. Remnant. I pray to you. Yes, you do.
I cannot always hear it clearly. It's a lot. But I hear yours, that I promise.
Your heart feels warm. How do you grant us Cleric's magic from here?
As you've been taught, I channel the divine through strings. Subconsciously though, or maybe more like instinct. I'm an old hand at this by now. Might be the reason I won't be allowed to move on, that I'm still needed to keep the channeling going. Which makes me think of all the other dead gods out there still connecting to those thousands upon thousands of clerics into their sources beyond.
That's awesome.
In a sense, yes. I'm happy to fulfill my duty here, keeps me sane. But I wonder if the Mender feels the same, or if Lady Fair holds down the fort in some other tunnel.
Incredible, he talks about it as if it would be no big deal.
I wish I knew more. Once I am forgotten, maybe I'll get to see through this gate, to go where souls go once they pass.
Deceased people who are resurrected do not remember anything in death.
Maybe there is nothing beyond.
Through the gate, it must lead to the source, to the gods truly beyond.
Okay. Do you want to buy a bottle of milk?
Your god smiles.
I know you had to ask, but I'm fine, thank you.
I think I need to ask something even more important.
Yes? I know you do.
You want to ask something, Etir?
No, but I have something to say. I understand.
She grips the pommel of her sword.
Speak your minds firstly. I will bide my time, as I have for many years.
Oh boy, tension. You have something to ask? Of course, it's, God. There's no rush. You should ask about Gorm first. And I'm thinking of how to formulate this question I've got. Take your time.
Goblin genocide. It is on his mind.
I need to ask you about Lord Gorm. He takes a few steps forward.
An imposing figure. Earth.
Gorm. His eyes focus on the ground where he stood.
Man of principle, of bright mind and whole heart. I loved him like a son.
His face contorts into a deep frown.
It broke my heart when I saw him descend in such a way.
You saw his plan?
Not at first. But it did not take long for me to figure it out. I cannot say where his mind was, but I know his heart was placed exactly where I had taught him. Selflessly, he would give himself to any cause. Unfortunately, he proved my teachings were terribly wrong.
The question remains, why did he not speak with his disciple? Why didn't he stop you? Or why didn't you stop him?
I could not. I could not stop this channeled magic to my clerics and my paladin no matter what. I cannot even destroy myself. For whatever reason my soul here is muffled. I could not communicate with him or anyone else on the material plane.
This guy's a legacy to uphold. Be careful what you trust. He's your god. Of course you can trust him.
He was going to resurrect you. Or you taught him to do this.
You taught him to do this?
Well, no. Let's say he wanted to resurrect you. That was his intent, yes. It's important to remember one simple fact. Nothing he did was evil. Everything he did for an ideal of good.
I guess that's what what Snur was talking about previously when we were in his office. Snur being the halfling who was in Waterlane. He was talking about the fact that you could do evil things for good and good things for evil, and they could count as different. Like you could do the same task, but your intent mattered, right? And it could be made a good. You can make a good thing evil or an evil thing good depending on your intent.
Just like I taught him.
He turns around and gestures towards the stairs.
Look how it ended, his bones hitting the pavement so furiously.
He's crying?
I thought I knew everything at one point, as if I had somehow unlocked the truth of life itself. It was so simple.
Your god turns back to you, his eyes tinged with red.
Goodness alone will bring the world to evil. Words of an Arcanist, I believe.
He's quoting Prax. How conflicting.
But Gorm spoke the truth.
About what?
Wipes a tear from his cheek. My legacy. Norvik is under siege. There is a conspiracy of free striders. The magistrates are bought. The Asgulls are undermined. The Golden Horde seeks to occupy the clan lands within a decade or two,
The Mender's cabal funnels riches to rebels in our lands. My will, the plan I created to keep peace and to transition into a democratic government, was suppressed. It's all true? All of it. Your god gathers himself. This was all a calculated risk on my part. What do you mean? I knew this would happen, Ragan. Or rather, I saw the odds in strings. It was high, he says with a clenched fist. Something like a 4 and 5. Problem? The odds changed while I was dying. So this is why he was asking Gorm about the chances. Like, when would he take a risk? Because Earth was trying to work out if he could, like, the right way to leave his legacy, the right way to pass things on. Is like, is 4 and 5 enough? That does not happen very often. An esoteric event most likely. Suddenly, I saw the new probable outcome. This web of conspiracy. The old man shakes his head and looks very, very tired. The magistrates hiding my succession acted as the initial spark. The rest is your history. What kind of esoteric event? I do not know. It might not matter. Perhaps it was divine intervention. Perhaps some remnant spirit or prophecy. Something changed the odds of my choice. Sadly, I'm not the one dealing with the consequences. Why didn't you push for democracy earlier? The odds were against me. Forcing democracy at any earlier point had a very low success rate. Most outcomes would simply end in oligarchy. Freestriderism was growing in the east, and it would have sunk its claws into Norvik. The counterbalance to organized money is organized people. I was hoping to set you all on that path. The populace was not ready, despite my effort at decentralizing and pushing for pseudo-democratic guilds. Best chance was for democracy after my death, as my final will. Till it wasn't. Did they actually target the Lord Patriarch? Yes. A Turumian wizard was equipped with an Arcanist spell scroll. Turumian, a term for a non-divine inhabitant of Divni Torum. A very expensive endeavor. Per Akesum, he did not deserve such a fate. What else do you know? I could not see who or why the magistrates kept whatever plan under tight supervision. All stuff led into their walls. Their homes are impenetrable for me or any other scryer. Gorm's perspective is, however, most likely correct. They targeted Akesum to maintain their hold on power, to avoid the transference demanded by my will. He had, just prior to the attack, been very adamant about enacting it properly. Would it have worked, Lord Gorm's spell? I do not know. I do not believe he knew either. How do you see the risk so clearly? I did not share that secret often during my days. Although I guess we can see the risks clearly of our actions, can't we? We can see the dice rolls, we can see the odds. Lord Gorm was one of the few I confided in with my struggle. A struggle? The one placed upon all us gods, he says while making air quotes. We can see the outcome in strings. And that implies that Ragan is a god, at least in that sense. Not always, not clearly. Sometimes like a play in the mind, sometimes an assured vision, but always there are odds, a choice, a chance, a risk. When I worked out at my father's shop, I would work on a shoe and see exactly how 9 times out of 10 I would ruin the leather. As I grew better, my skill improving, the odds would change. Soon I'd pick up a boot and see it, 2 and 5, then 1 and 4, and then 1 and 10. Sometimes I'd still fail, but seldom. Over time, that simply turned into ever greater visions, along with greater purpose. Every god can do that? To my knowledge, yes. Beside the esoteric might and other powers, it's not divine providence, it's just probabilities. That's why you left your homeland. Yes. When I took my people to sea, we had a 50-50 chance of survival. When I saw Ascani, those odds went up. Every step of the way I made decisions aimed at increasing those odds. For you. The Earth folk? Them. He nods towards Snell. And others. I realized with such power I could protect and serve more and more people. Yet at a certain point, he takes a moment. Where it all went wrong. Where does my tribe begin? Who do I define as the other? I had to choose. My choice was the Earth folk and the exiled dwarves, a united creed bound by this great city we built. The old man looks to Etir. Her blank expression does not change, yet her eyes no longer spin. They just focus on Earth.
I focused on increasing the odds for that creed to ensure the security of Norvik and its ideals no matter what.
No matter what, huh?
No matter what. For almost a century, that absolutism has been the source of immense life and pain.
It was worth it. You must defend your tribe at all costs.
Your stomach turns.
Worth it. Snell takes a step forward. He's going to be like, you tell me the Goblin genocide? At least you had a choice.
The old man keeps his eyes on the goblin and places his hands behind his back.
You're responsible for the genocide of my people.
Yes. I'm going to look at Snell, then look at Earth.
Yes. Just yes.
Your god says nothing for a few seconds, then he nods. Every horrible thing you have heard, I did. He looks around the void, clenches his jaw and clicks his tongue a few times, and he holds up a finger.
I have one question. I have thought about it for a while now, my whole life, really. I need to ask it.
I want to hear it. The goblin hesitates, then starts.
Why didn't you just kill us all?
It's a good question. His words leave a silence across the water.
What a question!
The old man furrows his brow.
No, really, why leave us in this half-life? Because what? What is this? He says and pulls at his jacket.
This, he slams his fist into his chest.
We are not human, we are not dwarves. We are not goblins. Take away our language, traditions, our stories. You put us in these holes, expecting us to form into something suitable. But what is that? What do you want?
The outburst causes you to shiver. He is screaming at your god, the balls. To stand before Earth and yell like that, you really like this guy.
If you can see every outcome or whatever, why the fuck did you pick this one?
Earth allows the goblin to end his speech, listening to his panting echo across the eternal waters. Then, without lowering his head or averting his gaze, he says, I was going to. Oh, he just never got around to it. I told myself every goblin on those red hills needed to die for the safety of man. That folk mord was necessary. That without clearing these lands entirely of these hostile natives, there would be nothing but... He bites down on the words. Nothing but perpetual war. After establishing Norvik, when the trolls were scattered and the coast was ours, if I had left your people alone, I saw a guaranteed future filled with inevitable clashes between goblins and humans. Those clashes would have led to more animosity, more hatred, generation after generation seeking blood vengeance against an entire people. It was one of my clearest visions. Radical fanaticism. Goblin armies funded by hordes of elven treasure. Years of warfare in Verdun. Trenches for miles, trenches. Then more factions joining in over time. It would risk another coast war, simply due to the fact that humans were never meant to live here. We were never meant to take these lands. Yet we did. I did. I made that choice because every other meant death of my people. In exchange, I doomed yours. Snell stares at him, stone-faced.
Okay, so we're fundamentally incompatible and you took our ancestral homeland. Great.
He rubs his eyes and takes a step away. Composure. The goblin wants to do this properly. He's trying to calm himself. You can get questioned in the meantime. I don't think you answered Snell's question, I think is the best one for us here. There's many other things we can say and we can make an opinion, but fundamentally, he didn't tell us why he didn't kill them all.
No, he didn't. Snell turns back around, glaring at your god. Why am I alive? Why did you spare those 3 tribes, Earth?
Yes, he murmurs. The answer to that is simple. I gambled. Your god looks up at the stars. The Battle of Moor Grib, Western Verdun, on the 6th year of the campaign. The leader of the Craig Thon is brought before me in chains. He demands a duel to the death. His name is Cran. To restore his strength for a fair fight, I invite him to eat with me. This goblin speaks Dwarven, Diminorian, and even some Elvish. Over dinner he explains exactly to me how they were superior in every way, and that the only reason we won was due to our luck. We had a god. Theirs died long ago. Tokig the Gambler. Would have been fun to see these two clash. I agreed with him. Then we discussed my options.
Cran told me I was wise for killing them all. If I did not, he said, they would eventually re-emerge and destroy mankind, once I faded like Tokig did. That each of his sons dreamt of spilling human blood. Snell's eyes narrow as Earth speaks. So I asked him what of his daughters, did they dream of war and slaughter, revenge? Cran told me no. Then he laughed at me, and wondered aloud what a boring and peaceful life that would be. I spent the night explaining my visions to him. He in turn told me the story about Tokig, the gambler. For hours we talked, exchanging ideas, and I proved well and enough at how I knew it all. As the sun rose, I saw in that conversation something magical. The odds had changed. Not by much, not so significantly that it changed my belief, but enough for me to make another choice, a gamble. I gambled on a path where humans and goblins could live together, in peace. Look to Snell. His eyes are on the ground. We signed a treaty the next day. The forced assimilation of the 3 tribes was carried out. Cran served me well for 12 years, overseeing the migration to Norvik. This was the only plan of action I could see with a success rate above 50-50. Success? Yes. He scowls. A successful genocide, yeah? What's your definition of success here? The same as always. The least amount of death over time, as far as I could see. But not for my people alone. Not this time. For both our people. He lets out a conflicted groan. Well, you shouldn't have come here in the first place then. Perhaps so. If the Arcanists had not cursed our homeland, we would not have gone west in the first place. He's holding back. He knows well he could argue about this topic for hours, but he's not interested in winning. I blame the Arcanists. Your god nods in agreement. I would have preferred to stay home, to not have half my people destroyed by a curse, alas. You ask me what you are, Snell. Let me tell you. He walks forward towards your goblin companion. You are something entirely new. The goblin's expression goes from angry to despondent as he stares at the dead god's approach. You can never be goblin. You can never be human. You're in this mess because of me and my evil actions. The old man throws up his hands into the air, reaching for the stars. So hate me, curse me, and go be a leader for your people. He lowers his arms and gives them a determined frown. They need you, Snell. For the new era and beyond. Make something that hasn't been seen before. Something new. Something better. Apprehensive and confused, the goblin turns away. I don't exactly have a choice here. There's always a choice, Earth says while locking eyes with you. Some paths are just riskier than others. The goblin clicks his tongue. He glances at the god and mutters, something new. A divine calling, to have a god tell you to push for leadership. A holy message. Tokig would likely tell you to take the gamble. If you ever met him, be sure to ask. The old god laughs. The goblin looks on with a complicated expression on his face. I'll think about it, Earth. Always good. From folklore to father figure in just a few words. Incredible. The son need not dig the trenches of the father. Are you saying we should let go of the past? Oh no, not at all. Let the past sear your skin, let it mark you forever. Use those markings to remember what you did, why you did it, and how you could do better. He smiles. Become a better man, always. What do you want from the goblins going forward? Me? He smiles. Luckily, I have no say in any of that. We're not going to say one for now, because I still don't think that we're fully converted. Turn back to Snell. You really? He stops himself from speaking at first, then says, you really fucked up that assimilation. I know. If there's one thing I will apologize for, it is that. I am sorry. I was always terrible at statecraft. Snell shows the same face he's shown you so many times since you met him in that underground garden. To be ruled by evil or incompetence. Sometimes a mixture of both, I'm afraid. For someone who can see the future, that's saying a lot. Your god laughs. Too many small decisions with such indecipherable small impacts upon the odds. At certain scales, no autocratic, even divinely inspired leader is able to keep up. We will see what string you two will walk on. But if it is of any comfort around this incompetent governance, I can assure you, Snell, He gives the goblin a meager glance. Lady Sageleaf is the one who truly changed the odds. Snell meets his eyes. I never expected it from someone like her. Alas, there are many things I did not see coming. If anything, your instincts are clearly a dowsing rod of their own. Now, he looks upon the floating angel, behind her a sea of stars. Etir. Earth. She grips her sword as if ready to pull it out at any moment, her many eyes spinning faster. I. Her voice cuts off, leaving silence in the void. Is she flustered? His greatness overwhelms her. I do not want your service, Etir. I've told you this before. Killing with kindness. A rejection, no, he wants better of her. An oath will not bind you to the earth. Nothing can. Nothing. She lifts her chin, her arms in a salutation, as if striking a pose in the air just for the sake of confidence. You have done so much for men, for me, but there is something far more. I am lost. The intense telepathic words echo in your minds. You see Earth almost jolt, his head held high before meeting the floating porcelain spectre before him. I am lost upon this world, no honourable power, no avatar of goodness, no greatness of the choir. These remnants are children playing at running the coast, no different than arcanists, human and celestial alike. Even ancients have gone mad or faded. And you showed me there was a better way, you fool. Your god shows nothing but empathy on his expression as she spits the insult into his mind. You absolute buffoon, you Kruchki Smirtelniku. He smiles. I'll deserve that, I'll admit. I did not expect to fade so soon. I should have prepared more. But don't think for a second I haven't seen you. You dive into Earthguard work, to fill the void in your heart. A deep sadness falls upon his face. My dear girl. He calls her a girl? She's thousands of years older than him. Look to the angel companion and back to my god. He holds out his hands. You need to get involved in politics. Curva. So it's Curva. Something like that? Anyway. You catch a glimpse of Snell, his expression sharing exactly what your own disorientation at watching these two beings bicker. This nihilism, it's not what you need. You're an era-spanning warrior, a lady of Norvik, an angel beyond the grasp of the Horde. I'm truly sorry my pride and my ego got the better of me, so I did not accept my mortality until way too late. If I had, I would have told you this before I passed. Make a choice. His voice is carried across the eternal flats. Anything but this limbo, I beg of you. The angel floats closer, her eyes glaring at him. There is no good choice. Endless hesitation is the worst choice of them all, Etir. And you've selected it for years. Every morning, every night. She lands upon the ground, her feet hitting the esoteric ground. Sometimes all presented choices are bad. In those cases, you might as well pick up the most ambitious road, aim at the highest mountain and see where it takes you. Her many eyes slow down to a crawl, focusing on the god. Am I wrong, Etir? With Etir now standing, you see two of them are nearly of equal height. No Earth. He lets out a sigh. You are in your simple way correct once again. I aim to end my contract with the city in Darrow post-election. Good, good. He takes a deep breath and taps her on the shoulder plate. I know it is stupid for a youngling like myself to say this, but I am proud of you, Etir. And I am sorry for my weakness. No Earth. She places a hand on his shoulder as well. Your weakness is what made you special. I am happy to see you one last time. One last time? Etir lifts from the ground once more. She knows all too well how these things go. Earth looks upon you with eyes that remind you of your father. I would like to have a few more words with you, Ragan. I have also thought this is kind of interesting for our particular playthrough, because we've been a very strength-based character focused on Earth this whole time, right? And I've realised that we've actually had two conversations. We've had a conversation with what our view of strength was, our initial view with Lord Gorm, right? He was the embodiment of what we wanted to be. And then we meet Earth, who is in theory our god. He is the person we are doing this for, and he's presenting a very different view of the world. It's very interesting for our particular character. I like this. I wonder how much of this adjusts to how you played the game as well. Like, if you came in here as a pure intellect character, would you be getting different conversations? Would your conversations with Gorm and Earth be tailored differently? It's something interesting to think about. Before you return, he steps forth until you realize your god is near towering above you. Look up. I'm afraid we will never speak again, my son. Truth. Yes, this is all forced by his last will and divine might. You spent your last strength on this? Yes, the last. This conversation, Ragan, he says and places a warm hand upon your shoulder. It was worth everything. Look to Earth. I'm just a cleric. Yes. Some might even call you the cleric. Yes, he understands you. Finally, someone does. Although wizard might be more appropriate. Because we have a tiny, tiny bit of wizard in us. A correct statement despite its theological nature. Oh, it's because we've got... Yeah, okay, so these are all because we've got like a very tiny amount of everything else. And you've certainly been mingling with primal forces a lot. If you want to be a druid, you certainly have my blessing. Your god chuckles at you. I'm going to bow my head. And the flame tongue. Keep it. It served me well for many years. Gorm would have wanted you to have it. Despite everything, he was a good man. A good man? Perhaps, yet a real man would have never let it come this far. A real man would have faced each trouble, each unspeakable fault within the system with the strength to stand, even if the world crumbled around him. A real man knows his intent is nothing but an excuse. Alignment is as subjective as Jor, nothing but intent. Man will see it all burn before he accepts utilitarian evil into his heart. The world will burn by the intentions of good men. Your god listens to the words of care. Is that from a book? Nope, that's a Ragan original. We probably stole it from somewhere, but it's a Ragan original. He lets out a short laugh. Well, I can assure you that evil men do a fair bit of burning as well. So, in the end, maybe we should aim for a world with less tinder and oil. He takes his hand off your shoulder and takes a breath. You can see it. He's doing the polite minor gestures that indicate the chat's coming to a close. He's about to send you home. Ask, this is your chance, one last time. What will you have me do, my lord? My time is over, Ragan. The coming era is yours. He looks to Snell, then to Etir. I believe in you all. I am your servant. Nodding along with your words, he murmurs, I hope I deserve your devotion. He scratches his beard. I will tell you one thing, though. Do you remember your prayer, Ragan? The one you always repeated to me at the end of hard days? Prayer? Yes, the one. Oh, the prayer. At the end of the night in the library, after hours working the kiosk, when your body was broken past days of Earthguard training, in bed at night. He listens. Not from all. It's mostly noise, as you can imagine. Must be inane. So many desperate voices. Yours, however. It was such a simple prayer. That's what stuck with me. Earth holds up a finger. One thing you asked of me all throughout your life. It never changed, not once. Your golden companion follows this conversation intently, yet he says nothing. Right, that. Feeling embarrassed? He smiles. I do not promise things lightly, but I can promise you this, my son. There is a string to follow, one where your prayer is answered, I swear to you. Your father is proud of you, for the man you have become, for the man you will be. My lord. Earth leans in and says softly, You're not alone. He takes a step back, his eyes shimmering in a faint glow. He looks down into the water. It is time. The election has begun. What, right now? Right now. A funny timing, isn't it? Wait, now as in now? It's already shit, I've got so much work to do. The god holds up a hand. No worries, Snell. I believe Miska has covered it all.
She'll be glad to see you back there alive. Trust me. Ah, oh, yeah, good. Oh boy, your hombre's floundering. Darrow looks quite mad, however, he says to Etier. Good, I am looking forward to it. Of course you are. What will happen to you? Oh, I'll get a good rest. That's most of what I've done here for these 27 years. I'd wager the rest of my strange existence here will be just the same. Your god shrugs. But then again, who knows? Wish us luck. Fortune favors the meek. That is, the man who carries a sword, but knows when to keep it sheathed. It's safe yet? No, darn, master, please go home. Stop talking with old bald guy. Earth stares at the mouth on your scarf. You really pick up all kinds of friends, don't you? He touches his scalp with a laugh caught in his throat. Oh, bald man. How do we get home? Same tunnel you get your spells from. I'll just make it a little wider for you. We are ready? Leave? Your god holds out a hand. From it, a white drop falls. It hits the esoteric water below. Wow. Goodbye, Newt. Hold on, one more thing you need to ask. My lord, before we go. Yes, my son? His voice echoes through the blinding light. What should I vote in the election? You catch him by surprise with such a question. Through the light, you see a smile appear upon his face. He laughs. Your god lets out a loud and boisterous laugh among the radiant power of his divinity. The nationalists, of course. You out of anyone should be able to fix it from within, shouldn't you? And with that, we have left Earth behind. Dawn of Election Day. The city roars around you. Blocking the streets, hundreds seek their designated polling place. Sorry, while we're here, we just need to do like little spot things. So we got Nessun, we got Burr, we got the Griffin, Viskin, Ost, Crag, whatever his name is. We've got the Snail, Iskarum. We've got that guy, Seagull. There's Darrow up here. Wow. Okay, all sorts of things. And you lie on the central street of Tolstad, having successfully made it to Election Day. Gasp for air. And over you. Ah, shit. The first thing you see is Snell getting up from the pavement beside you. Why didn't you tell me this portling business would come with nausea? You need to man up, buddy. Oh no, I've done enough manning. I've got enough manning done for a lifetime. I'm manned out. You've manned out? I'm manned out. I agree with you, Snell. There have been enough manhood swung around this day. A joke from the Celestial Ice Queen? Looking to her other side, Etier rises from the ground once more. She looks undisturbed by the plane shifting. I should also mention, I'm glad you're alive, both of you. Thanks, Etier. Yeah, the goblin says, raising a hand. Thank you from me as well. Etier's many eyes look around. It appears we have not been too conspicuous in our arrival. We must have appeared without fanfare. Good. A bit anticlimactic, but convenient. A good way to describe it. She ascends and tells you both. Darrow is waiting. Come, speak when the time has come. The angel floats away up the hill. You hate to watch her go. She'll be yours one day, if you're able to handle that radiant dawn. Snell stretches a bit, then takes a glance around the crowds. Old man was right, election sure has started. So we lost, what, 8+ hours? Something like that, maybe less? And we were in the void for about an hour, give or take, right? Esoteric travel is highly unstable. We're lucky it didn't drop us off in Kargamesh. Keeping my helm pressed against the ground as I speak.
Lucky us, he mutters and looks like he's about to throw up as well. I wonder what happened if we stayed there longer, like a month. Would we come back years later? Who knows, Snell? It doesn't matter anyhow. We're back safe and sound now, I hope. Yeah, I think this is pretty safe. Gum takes in the sight of Election Day. He breathes the air as his shoulders drop. You live to see another day, or another life. A relieved smile on his face. Get up from the ground. Right, game plan. It's not that late in the day, so there's no rush in voting. They won't close the polls until 9 o'clock. First of all, we need to report this to Lady Sageleaf. Then, I'm assuming you'll need to have a chat with Darrow too. Is everyone here? Everyone? I mean most of Tolstad. There's like a dozen different polling places set up around the city. This is just one of them. Where's Lady Sageleaf? In the garden, most likely, though if my ears don't deceive me, nearly playing something on the field. We should go look. You should report to her first of all, in my humble opinion. Don't want to keep her waiting. Yeah, I need to talk to Darrow. Where do you think he is? No clue. Probably out here somewhere. Who else should I talk to? It's up to you, Cleric. And there's no stress. Once you've got important stuff out of the way, you've got all day. It's only 10:20ish. Oh gods, I need to figure out what I'm voting. Goblin laughs. I heard what you asked him there at the end. Just follow your gut. I'm sure it'll work out. Just one vote after all, not the end of the world. Should I tell people I met Earth? He shrugs. Honestly, I don't think anyone would believe you. Or at the very least not take you too seriously. But you do you. Okay, let's go. Okay. I was initially planning to finish the game today, but I feel like we need time to decompress. That was a very cool sequence of events. Very, very cool. And I feel like it lived up to the hype and the build-up that it had. I think that it was very, very well executed, and it felt perfect for our character. Now, is there a chance that this feels completely off if you're playing like an intellect character, or completely off if you're playing a full charisma character, don't care about anyone? Yes, there is a chance that this whole thing just feels off. But, for us, personally, felt great. Also, I am wondering if you joined with Gorham and it let you. Would you just get dropped in here and like, well, time to start killing people, or something? I have no idea. Anyway, I'm going to end the episode here, and I'll see you next time for Election Day. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.